Okay, so this so we're gonna do badges, then star powers, then partners, and then I have an item tier list up. We're not gonna tier the items because it's really difficult to do that, but I'm gonna go. I've already pre-tiered them into certain sections to go over how you should probably be using your items and what they're good for. Not all the items are on there. I'll explain it more once we get there. But just know that it's already pre-tiered, and we're just going to talk about it briefly, because it's very hard to tier a bunch of healing items individually. So let's go over the tiers. Returning from the old tier list are the first three. Would complete slow conditions for, so in Infinite Pit, you can complete slow conditions, or sorry, just conditions, like in the Glitz Pit. Some of them are fast, some of them are slow. These badges you would complete even pretty slow ones for because they're that good. Would steal with Mouse, pretty self-explanatory. You can steal badges with Mouse. Which ones do you want to steal? Find out soon. Would buy from Charlieton. Charlieton, every shop is randomized based on the seed. Sometimes the badges are good, sometimes they're really bad. We'll tell you which ones you should be buying. And then, good chest rewards. So some badges are only obtainable through, right? Only obtainable, Jdaster? I can't.
Yeah, any of the finitely stackable ones are only available through chests.
So you can only get some badges from the chests on every nth floor. And because of that, it's kind of hard to, like, obviously we can't put them in the top 3, but they still might be really good. But because they're so, I guess, scarce compared to other badges, we're putting them in this good chest rewards tier. So these are badges you would really like to see from those chest rewards. Then we have bad seed backups. So this was originally just backups, but I feel like with the kind of bad seeds we've had in the past for races, that, like, these are the badges that you might be able to rely on if the seed is not being nice, either in the beginning or at all. Just as an example, Friday's race was pretty slow in the beginning, but we saw some people use a few badges to get ahead, and then, like, later on, the seed became very good, and you didn't need those badges anymore. This is kind of encompasses that category, where these badges are better if you can't find anything really good. And then don't pick up is pretty self-explanatory. If you see this badge appear after you beat an enemy, don't even bother picking it up. Just go straight to the pipe and leave. Like, you're literally wasting time picking up that badge. And then Peekaboo is 0 BP and free, and it's on this list and is incredible, and you should worship it, so it's here in the Peekaboo tier. Right, Jdaster?
Put it at the top where it belongs.
Oh, you're right. My bad, my bad. Okay. So here are all the badges. Just a quick note, Double Pain is called No Pain, No Gain, but I'm gonna call it Double Pain till I die. So, you know, just letting you guys know that. It's actually called No Pain, No Gain in Infinite Pit, but it's literally just Double Pain. And we'll talk about it, you know, once we actually get to it. We're probably just gonna go in order, you know, left to right.
If you're good enough, it's literally just money, but free.
And then I wanna be very specific before we begin, okay? These badges are not being tiered in a vacuum. You cannot. The context of a race is very important, right? Like, I want to be very clear. Sometimes, some badges are universally good. I would say whatever's in this tier right here, you're going to want no matter what, probably. Everything else is context dependent. Sometimes you have great special moves, and the badges don't matter as much. Or you have great partners, and the badges that you have are great for partners, and you don't need Mario badges. But they might still be at the top here because, you know, there are situations where Mario can be good, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you can't look at any of this stuff in a vacuum. So we're going to be talking about partners and items and star powers while we're tiering badges as if they're affecting the badge. I think a lot of people, when they tier badges, when they tier things, they don't think about this, but it's really, really important to think about. Anything else you'd like to add, Jdaster?
I think that covers it.
Okay. A little bit of info for anyone who stumbled upon this video and doesn't know who we are. Hello, I'm Kappy. I challenge run Paper Mario and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. And this mod, I love this mod, and I've been speedrunning it for over 2 years now, and before, like, after a certain update, I can't remember which update, but after a certain update, I have never hit over 2 hours in a run, and including all the races that we've done. So, I'd like to think I'm pretty fast in this. Alright, Jdaster, introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, I made the mod or something. I don't know.
He made the mod. The legend himself. Also pretty fast. He just won a race 2 days ago.
It was a good seed, despite how much I complained about it for the first third. All I needed was Peril Coops, and all was forgiven.
All you needed was Peril Coops. Okay, that's just a little preview for the partner tier list. Okay, all right, let's get started, shall we? So we're just gonna go off the right. So let's start with power jump. I'm just gonna put it here for now as like a little staging area, and then we'll move it. So power jump. I feel like off the bat, I'm probably putting this in. Don't pick up, but it really depends on how much we're gonna value getting spin jump, because sometimes you don't get boots early, you know.
I'd say this is a badge that I will pick up if it's like floor 6, like kind of without fail. Like this, if I have literally no power options early on, and it very quickly falls off once you have like more star power to spend.
Yeah, and if you get like Jumpman, like multiple Jumpmen or all or nothing early on,
just jump. Literally just jump. Forget spin jump.
Yeah, you can just do. Well, that's true. You can just do a normal jump. I think maybe we'll put this in bad seed backups.
I think that's still generous.
All right, we're putting it in don't pick up. Oh, I also want to say, if a badge is in don't pick up, it doesn't mean you don't have to pick it up, like we just explained. Sometimes you can find use for even the don't pick up badges. It's just more often than not, don't pick them up.
Like, even in a bad seed, I don't foresee someone using power jump on the regular.
That's true, like, especially once you get spin jump. Like, it's the same at that point, right?
More or less.
Yeah. Okay, multi-bounce. This is an interesting badge because, you know, Mario Peril through the pit is definitely more difficult to maintain because of basically the guaranteed level ups you're gonna get. That being said, a lot of seeds, I feel like you can find some decent power stacking pretty quick, and multi-bounce can be a good way to dish out what is essentially an Earth Tremor's worth of damage.
That or just dealing with a bunch of winged enemies, it's nice to be able to ground them all.
Yeah, yeah. Personally, I think this should just stay right where it belongs.
Yeah.
I would buy this from Charlieton with like an asterisk, a caveat. Obviously, Ice Power and Spike Shield are pretty important for Infinite Pit. For multi-bounce, specifically.
Yeah, I think this is a thing, it's cheap enough that it's probably worth buying on the off chance, but it's like, not something you're preemptively gonna go out of your way to steal, like some other badges.
Caveat, sorry. I don't know why I said caveat.
Not even here.
Yeah, so I would buy this from Charlieton. How expensive does it get later on?
I think it caps at like 100.
That's not too bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
So early, it's gonna be like 30, 40.
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty affordable, I feel like.
Let me just look up my own guide to make sure I'm not...
That would be great.
Knowing prices would be nice.
That's the best part about having you on, too, is that, you know, you're part of the price. You probably know a lot of these prices offhand, too. So,
yeah, 100 is its max.
Okay, yeah, so, like, I mean, I'm not saying I would probably buy it later on, but like in that middle area where you might have even just one of Ice Power or Spike Shield and some decent power on Mario, multi-bounce definitely can like put in a little bit of work there. And it's way, like, if we're talking like actual speed here, it's way faster than using Earth Tremor. Right? Like, it's way faster. And if you've got both, then I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer. Obviously, if your Mario jump is weak, though, you know, less inclined to buy it. But definitely something I would buy if I get stuff and I'm like, ooh, yeah, I want to use multi-bounce, then I would definitely look for it in the shop. Or, you know, if you just happen to see it and you have the coins, it could just be oh, I might just pick this up for later. Okay, power bounce. Well, I think I'm alright. I mean, for me, it's a wood steel for sure. I don't know if I would complete a slow condition, because 1, you have a chance to like have it drop. 2, you can just steal it. 3, it can appear in the shop. So I would steal power bounce with Maz. It's insane. It's power bounce.
I think it's borderline for me between that and the tier below.
For wood buy.
Yeah, because it's good for Bone Tail most of the time.
Yeah. So
if you have high power, then it's gonna outdamage anything else you can do with Mario for single problematic enemies. But it depends. Like if you don't have that high power, and you're not gonna get it during Bone Tail either, then it's like.
That is true. So, like, Power Bounce really depends on a couple things. 1, if you can find a Mega Rush or Power Rush. Mainly just a Mega Rush. And 2, if you have Power Lift. And more specifically, at least level 2 Power Lift. Because level 1 Power Lift is like, you know, right? But level 2 Power Lift and, like, level 3, you have a chance to get, like, +5. Which is kind of huge, right? It's basically a Mega Rush power.
Yeah, that's fair. Keeping it there is fine.
And I think for me, it's also great for Atomic Boo.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the time, if you've got Power Lift for Atomic Boo, you can just like spin jump 4 times, right, or whatever, and kill him after power lifting. But Power Bounce shaves off like turns of that fight for sure. And if you don't have Goombella or Yoshi already, like with multi-bonk or you know. Then Power Bounce is your next best option if you've got it. So, I would steal this probably almost any time. Like, if I see it, I'm probably stealing it, just so I know I don't have to worry about it anymore, and I can start looking for badges and items, etc., to make Bone Tail and Atomic Boo fast, especially if it's early on. Yeah, I would do that. Oh, also, I didn't say this before, but obviously, you can steal multi-bounce and other things. I would say most of these drip down pretty easily, so like, anything in this tier, I would almost 100% steal or buy if they're there, and I have the coins. I would keep that in mind. These are not like distinctions. It's like a drip down kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I hope they understand. Okay, Tornado Jump. Yeah, I'm not even putting this in the staging area, bro. It's Tornado Jump, man. We're not.
Let's just skip through the rest of these jump badges while we're at it.
Yeah. Oh!
Sleepy Stomp is the only one that I could see maybe.
This is a bad seed backup in my opinion, for sure.
Because 5 turns of inactivity is good, but that's also 5 turns?
Right.
5 turns are a long time.
Yeah.
Do you really need that?
Okay, so let's talk about the status jumps for a second, right? Tornado Jump, obviously, it's Tornado Jump. It's low power. It doesn't do anything to enemies that are on the ground. It's all around not useful, period. Okay, the status jumps. Shrink and Soft do literally nothing for you. You have a lot of special moves at your disposal, even in the beginning. Shrink Stomp is not necessary at all. I feel like by the time you really need to shrink enemies for damage, you should have enough to just like, I don't know, kill them or have some form of healing or something where it doesn't matter. Like in the beginning, enemies do like nothing to you. Sleepy Stomp, on the other hand, Obviously, I think it could be in don't pick up, and I wouldn't pick it up if I see it. But most of the time, unless I'm really struggling, but it can save you. Because dying in a race is really bad. So if this Sleepy Stomp is the difference between you dying and not dying, you know, like, I feel like that's definitely enough of a use case that you will never see in Shrink and Soft Stomp, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because even though it is 5 turns, like, you don't need to use the full 5 turns. If you just need that one turn where they're not attacking, that can
You need that guy with the stopwatch to chill out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if there's a dude that you know you can't kill with, like, a stopwatch or a Sleepy Sheep of their own, and you don't have Feeling Fine, and you're gonna die probably if they use it, like, and Sleepy Stomp works against them, it's not a bad option, you know? But you're never gonna... Most of the time, I'm skipping this, but I think it deserves that use case. That use case pushes it up to bad seed backup for me, for sure. You agree?
Oh yeah, sure.
Sure, he says. Alright, Power Smash. I think this is the same as Power Jump.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much to say about it, to be honest. It's worse Power Jump. Okay, yeah, there's not much to say about it. But Quake Hammer. I think Quake Hammer is a great bad C backup. That situation
It's
I was
passable.
alluding to. The situation I was alluding to before from Friday's race is that the first 30 floors were kind of slow, and a few people were using Quake Hammer to get through some of those floors quickly, and then later on it became irrelevant because of better badges and partners.
It's like it's slightly cheaper than I mean, like it costs a few FP rather than SP, and it's faster than Earth Tremor. But the thing is, it only hits literally connected to the ground enemies, and sometimes that's just too big a deal breaker.
I agree. I feel like this is a great badge for like those Fuzzy family, Cleft family, Bristle floors, Koopa family floors.
Sure, early on.
Yeah, early on, where like you want to use Earth Tremor to like kill them, right? But Quake Hammer is just so much faster, and it pierces defense anyway, just like Earth Tremor does. So I feel like there it's pretty good. But as you get further, especially once you start seeing a lot of aerial enemies, this badge just falls off very hard.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you get a Jumpman, this badge is dead, basically. Like,
the second you get Jumpman, goodbye, Quake Hammer.
Earth Tremor is a perfectly reasonable alternative for the vast majority of cases.
Exactly. I 100% agree with you. Yo, what up, Duchess? Yeah, 100% agree. Oh, don't... Yeah, I know. We're just gonna scroll through them. We'll show them all as we go. Because I have to scroll and get the badges, too. But, yeah. I think Earth Tremor makes a lot of, like, these nice hammer badges. I mean, Earth Tremor is competing with multi-bounce, too. So it's like...
Sure.
Yeah, it's... Okay. Hammer throw, yeah. Come on. If you're picking this up, I'm shaking my head at you. Do not pick this badge up. Never pick this badge up. Piercing Blow, I don't know. I think this is a don't pick up too. I feel like I would never pick this up.
I think it's worse than Power Smash, because
think
early, at least things have very little defense early on, so Power Smash can be a pretty big bump to things.
That's true, that's
if
true.
you have no other power. This is like, you're piercing one defense for a good chunk of the pit. That is not worth your time.
Nope. Head Rattle. Yeah, same thing. It's a status hammer. Also Vivian. If you want to confuse, Vivian can hit anybody on the field and do it.
And gives you
better
status.
And is arguably better. You're right. Oh yeah, Duchess. We're rating this for 100 floor runs and races.
Races,
yeah,
specifically.
So really, the speed of badges and stuff plays a big role. The tier list would be a little different if we were doing just a more generic tier list, I think. Okay, Fire Drive. Fire Drive. What should we do with Fire Drive?
For me, this is a much better Quake Hammer.
Yeah.
It's also something that I'm gonna drop over Earth Tremor or other star powers, or having a jump build most of the time.
Yo, what up, Aaron? Let's think about this for a second, okay? I'm just thinking like in a like a more average run, right? I'm thinking your FP is not gonna be super high, right? Unless you don't find Flower Finder.
It costs 3 FP base. Remember, this is
that's right. It's 3. That's 3. Okay. That makes it. You're right. Okay.
3 FP for 4 damage.
I
base.
would put it.
It's kind of expensive. Is the thing. It costs 150. So
I would.
Early on, that's affordable. But,
okay, I think
if you're picking up coins,
I think you're right. This is probably a better. You know what? I think for the first time, I'm gonna try to tier these in order.
Well, the Sleep Stomp's definitely last.
yeah. I'm just saying. I think we should try.
Yeah, I mean it's good for a backup. Like this is a thing that you could be using because it's a lot faster than Earth Tremor. It hits much more things. Like the fire resist can be a problem,
but like it's really just like bristles and clefts and buzzies
and chomps.
Oh, and chomps. Okay, fair. I feel like this is another. So like it's weird because like. By the time, if you're really down bad in the later half, where you have to use Fire Drive or Quake Hammer, right? You're probably using Quake Hammer a little more because chomps are way more prevalent. I just feel like a lot of fire resist enemies come out in the later floors, and in the beginning, Fire Drive can kind of tear through these beginning floors.
Yeah, if you get this like top 10, this is an instant pick up and go on. Like,
absolutely,
this is really good early on.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but again, like if you find something crazy, it falls off super fast, like super quick. Would you? Here's a question: if you got Jumpman, is Fire Drive done, or would you consider not equipping Jumpman and keeping Fire Drive until you find something better?
If it's very early on, hard to say. Like, if Jump has the upgrade advantage, then definitely it's gone. It's gone, I think, because again. Earth Tremor, like, similar thing. It's always there as an option.
Yeah, I think a big problem for these badges is that you start with level 1 Earth Tremor, and it competes so hard with so many of these AoE badges in the beginning. And, like, the stronger items like Thunder Rage and Shooting Star just, like, negate a lot of things, especially if you want to go really fast, right?
Sure.
Alright. Yeah, I think that's really all my thoughts on Fire Drive. But it is a great backup, for sure. It's a great backup. Ice Smash, yep. It's going in the don't pick up. The poor status moves are just... they do nothing. I don't think there's anything else to say. It's Ice Smash. It's just like Head Rattle for me.
There's no Grotus for the X defense to be pierced.
Exactly. Wait. I need to do a spotlight on that.
That and Fire Drive, just elemental.
Oh, man. Okay. Whoa, Aaron, hold on. I think in normal Infinite Pit, the status badges could be used. It's just like they're very slow and not needed for 100 floor runs. For sure. Okay, both double dips. We're just going to talk about both of them. I think both of these are good chest rewards.
Sure. No, I think P is garbage.
Okay. I actually think P is better than... Well, this is tough. It really depends on who's your main attacker. If you've got a great Mario setup for Bonetail and not one for partners, then obviously Double Dip P is better, because they can set Mario up. And then
I'd say they're fairly interchangeable.
Yeah, the other
if anything,
way
you're
around.
more likely to already have partners in Mega Rush P range, just because they're easier to deal with for the rest of the pit.
That's true, yes. So, yeah, I would say they're pretty interchangeable. I'll give the slight edge to Double Dip, though.
Given that you get 2 apiece, potentially, in the pool, you're fairly likely to have at least one of these 4.
Yeah.
Like, by the end of the run.
And they're great to have, just let's talk about some potential combos that I personally like to use. I love double dipping with a poison shroom onto Bone Tail and then powering up a partner. You pretty sure we actually saw that in the race. Didn't you double dip poison shroom and power punch onto Yoshi?
Yeah, it's also good if you have a backup poison shroom. If the first one just doesn't work,
yeah, exactly. So
you immediately get the second shot at using it.
Double dip 2 poison shrooms. You can double dip. You could even just double dip. You know, obviously a classic double dip, power punch or hot sauce, and then Bushi. In fact, you could even double dip. You could double dip poison shroom, power up, poison shroom, another power up like hot sauce, or an attacking item, or like an FP restoring item if you have to double dip.
Stick around to the item tier list for more on this.
You could double dip, like double boost sheets or something. You could do, obviously, Trial Stew plus an FP restoring item, then double dip something. So like, there's a lot of combos. It all revolves around making Bone Tail very fast. If you sometimes you don't need it. If you don't have the items, you're not going to use double dip. You know, obviously, but I personally, I always try to buy at least 2 poison shrooms, or like get a poison shroom and a boost sheet just to like double dip that onto something. Grab a power punch or a hot sauce for the extra power. Like, I feel like you just can't go wrong with it in a pinch for Bone Tail. Like, it's just great. And in a pinch, you could use it too, but I feel like most of the time, the special moves just are way better as you get later on. It's like, in the early pit floors, you're not double dipping 2 Thunder Rages, right? Like, you're double dip plus Power Shell, you're double dip plus Fiery Jinx, etc., etc. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. I think I covered everything. I love double dip, so... yeah, they're great rewards to have. You may only use them for Bone Tail, but they're great nonetheless.
They could cut 10 turns off themselves if your alternative is just doing single hit attacks the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, the charges. I think we should probably just do both of these at the same time, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they're basically the same. Okay, these are interesting. I actually, now, if anyone knows, my opinion on charge changed a little once I did the spotlight. I actually thought it's like a little better than I originally thought it was. I think in this format of Infinite Pit, I do not think it's very good. I think there probably don't pickups for me.
Yeah, I've yet to see them come up at a time where it's like, well, maybe I'll need this as a fallback if I have literally no other form of attack. Because like, even Power Lift kind of negates the use for this pretty heavily.
Yeah. Yo, what up, DeSale? Okay, we're putting them in. Don't pick up. The thing is, like, obviously, charge is basically a poor man's power rush, but and it only lasts 1 turn. But I'm like Jdaster said, it's a struggle to think of a situation where this could actually, like, it. We've been doing a few races and runs. Yo, DeSale, why is my thing all the way to the left?
I guess, like, the one edge case I could think of is if you've got a seed that has literally nothing going for it, and charge is in a shop. Because charge is very cheap, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
You could conceivably buy multiple at once.
Oh, that's true,
Oh, just kidding, it's not that cheap. Okay, never mind, well, forget I said anything. If it's like last seed where I had 600 coins, maybe you could buy like 4 or 5 of them.
Yo, thank you, DeSale, for the 30 months. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, here's the 30
more. It's starting to look usable if you've got the FP.
Okay, the appeals? No. Hey, don't pick
no.
These. No, don't pick these up. You don't need to appeal, unless a challenge is making you. Even a normal appeal is usually okay if you need to build up a little extra star power. We've got... I'm sorry the chat kind of covers it, but... We've got stylish moves. You should be using your stylish moves. There's really nothing else to say about it. Learn your stylishes. That's it.
Yep.
Okay, now we're getting just the front end of the badges are so like They're not great. Alright, now we're getting to the good stuff. Okay, power. We're gonna do these individually, I think. Because they're different. Power Plus. Power Plus is really expensive, isn't it?
It's cheaper. It's like 150, I think? 125?
At max?
150.
Or are we talking like early?
At max. This is the cheapest of the power badges because like you have to pay for it in BP as a trade-off.
I'm sorry, you said it's 125?
150.
Okay, 150.
That is the cheapest of the power badges.
So, I mean, thinking if you got like 400 coins going into 80s or 90s, and he's selling this thing, like, I'd probably buy it. I don't know if I would steal this, though.
Almost certainly not. Like,
yeah. I feel like the thing is, like, you could steal this badge and not wear it for like 20 more floors because you need extra BP, right?
Yeah, buying is at least a very fast action. If you're already looking at the shop and have the coins,
yeah, I think
no time is wasted if you never use it.
I would buy this for sure. What do I think this is better than multi-bounce?
I don't know if we need to bother sorting this. Honestly, like I feel like this is
sorting them all. Okay, maybe not.
I mean, just from my few races, I've used multi-bounce every time, and it is unlikely that I would ever have enough free BP until the very end that I'm going to start putting on a lot of power pluses.
Okay.
But that may have just been those seeds, just
That's
giving
true.
me a lot of cheaper power options.
I think no, I'm inclined to agree. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it this way.
Like, because there are definitely power badges I would buy over multi-bounce if I had the coins. I don't think is one of them.
I think the only badges we're not gonna... I would like to sort these just because we never have.
Yeah. I mean, don't sort the don't pick up.
Yeah, we're not gonna sort don't pick up. No. We're not sorting that. Everything else I think we can sort, though. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Power Plus is Power Plus. It's a little extra power. If you got the money, go ahead and buy it. You know, the 6 BP is bad, but, you know, you start leveling up pretty quick later on, and you can afford to put on a couple Power Pluses. So, Power Plus P. So, I think... I mean, that's up to the player, Aaron, whether or not you want to pick up BP, but... I don't know. It's like... It depends on the player. I go hard on BP. I'm usually only leveling up BP, unless I don't have Flower Finder and I'm really struggling for FP or something. But I know some people, you know, a lot of players think a little differently. They like a little more FP. So Power Plus P. I think I'm putting this in the same spot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Again, it's 6 BP, and I know that it powers up every partner, but, like, usually you pick a partner you want to pair with, and you run with them, right? Powering up that one person is not, like, it doesn't really matter. If you have Power Lift, you really need this Power Plus, right? Like, for Bone Tail or Atomic Boo or something, I feel like Power Lift is carrying you anyway.
I feel like Mario gets more use than most partners out of extra power anyway.
Yes, I would agree, because usually Mario, like, unless you don't have a peril partner, Mario's cleaning up. He's not, like, he's not doing the offense.
Yeah.
Right? Because the thing is, like, you know, in this mod, partners are definitely better because they aren't inhibited by the level up. So you don't have to get Mario into peril every time you level up. They can just stay in peril, as long as you're smart about your level ups, right? So, having this extra power is great for Mario, because he can just... It doesn't matter where he's at, he just does more damage. Are they about the same price?
They're the same. Okay. Most things are the P versions of... I think everything is the same, except for maybe HP plus P.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I would keep Power Plus over Power Plus P. But I would definitely probably just buy them. I don't think I would steal. Let's do this. No steal for me. Okay, P up, D down. This is an interesting one for me. Paired with Double Pain, This can be very difficult.
This substantially increases risk in exchange for being a lot like cheaper BP wise.
I feel like your P-up-D down, I feel like... Gosh, I feel like it really depends on how well you're doing. If you've got a lot of power, you're cruising, this badge is great. But if you're struggling, it's bad. Like, it's so risky, right?
There was definitely a seed that I had multiple of these on with double pain.
I don't know where I would put
things you can do with 2 life shrooms.
The thing is,
I would say right there might be fine. Like, a little higher, maybe. Like, because I would buy this in a lot of situations, but it's also expensive, so I don't know that I'd put it any higher. Okay.
You think it should be higher than Power Plus P?
I think that's fair where it is, honestly.
Oh, where it is? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, like, I just feel like stealing this is such a weird choice, too. Like,
oh, yeah.
Why would you steal something that's, like, obviously it's extra power for Mario, but, like, I don't know, man. Stealing something that could spell your doom later seems weird to me. I would only steal this with Mouse if I was doing amazing and I just wanted to stack a little more power. But I feel like most of the time that's not the case.
Yeah, this one is definitely weird.
Yeah, but obviously it's a good badge. You know, the extra power is nice. Yeah. You have to be smart about using this badge. You have to unequip it if you're not feeling safe, right? Like, you can't just leave stuff on and then die. You need to just, like, be wary. You need to think about it while you're playing. P-up-D down P, on the other hand, is way better.
That's a steal.
That's a steal for sure, because partners do not care about getting hit. Like, you have so many of them, especially if you start with all partners. If you start with all partners, it's just a no-brainer, right?
I'd rather assume we're starting with no partners.
Okay, I mean, sure, but you're still. But even with no partners, you guys ended up with like 5 of them.
Yeah, you'll end up with 4 or 5 of them, so it's
like,
fair.
It's a no-brainer. You know, partners are damage sponges or powerhouses. There's no reason not to pick this up. The extra power goes a long way, especially for somebody like Koops or Vivian, who do 1 hit of damage. Sometimes that makes or break whether or not you can win a KO an entire floor. And I think that's important to mention. Sometimes it's enough to hit a break point for your Earth Tremor too. Like, it's just like, I don't know. The extra power really can go a long way. And it's only 2 BP, so it's like, again, it's a no-brainer for partner power. Yeah. There's nothing. Do you have anything else to add about P down, D up, P?
No, it's good.
P up, D down, P. Alright, the All or Nothings. This is, All or Nothing is interesting. Would I steal? I said I would steal in my last tier list. Do I feel the same way?
No, I think both of them you put in this tier on your last list.
Did I really?
I think you literally put all of these power badges, including P up P. That one was questionable, but I think...
Did I really?
I think you did, and I think I agree with the All or Nothings, just because they are... Well... All or Nothing Mario...
Hold on, I'm actually gonna check really quick, because I'm really curious, and I know it's pinned on my... What is this? Master Quest. Where's my Infinite Pit tier list? God damn it. Did I not pin it? Bro!
You literally just posted this in the Races chat.
I know, but I don't want to look at the video because it's like...
Okay, let me just...
Yeah, can you double check the video actually really quick?
Yeah, let me screen cap it.
Thank you. So, let's just talk about it while we're doing it. I feel like it's obviously it's 4 BP, so it's a little better than Power Plus in my opinion. I don't know how expensive it is in the shop.
It's 250.
Okay,
I think it might be.
Actually, it is pretty expensive.
I think it's the most expensive badge. This is one like I could see stealing this early on, especially just to have some power.
Wow, I put them all. What the hell, man?
Like, this is a weird case where I'm probably more likely to steal than buy, just because it's so expensive.
Yeah. Wow, this is wild. Okay, yeah, my old tier list definitely needed to be updated. Like,
There's a
most
couple of questionable things in that buy.
it was definitely lack
we'll
of
get there.
It was lack of experience for sure. I feel like
Yeah.
Oh, and it was pre levels.
It was
right?
it was pre Earth Tremor being what it is.
That definitely changes it too. I think I'm agreeing with you. I think I would steal All or Nothing too, but I'm not saying that I would. If I see All or Nothing, I'm automatically going to steal it, because I would also buy it if I had the coins.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I see this early, I would steal it for sure.
See, the thing this loses you is you do have to fully complete like jump action commands you wouldn't normally do, including the second hit. That got me a couple of times.
Yeah,
but like once you've committed to that, you can stack more of them and have cheaper power than you would get through Power Plus.
Yeah, I think I'm okay putting this in steel. Do you agree?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. What about All or Nothing P though? Would you put that in the same spot?
I don't know. I have yet to have a seed where I've really gotten a ton of use out of it, so I think bottom of buy tier is probably accurate for that.
I just think it's weird because, like, well, yeah, I don't know. And the thing is, you don't really see All or Nothing P very often. I just feel like I don't see it. But would I steal it? I don't know. No, I think I'm gonna say no. I think it's better than Power. I think it's better than Power Plus P though.
Maybe?
Well, I mean, it's just a better Power Plus P. I don't know.
I guess, yeah. The only thing where the action command matters is
Goombella.
Yeah.
Everything else is fine. I'm putting this above Power Plus P for sure.
And in some cases, Yoshi.
I think. Yeah. I just don't think I would steal it though. It's weird. It's weird to say that, but I guess for me, it falls in the same place as Power Plus P. It's like the 1 extra damage is nice, but it's still 4 BP, which is kind of a lot. Like, it still requires 2 level ups if you.
And again, like a single power point, I think helps Mario a lot more than it does partners, just because you're almost certainly going to be using jumps to clean up.
Yes.
Which have the multiple hit effect. Not all partner moves you would be using do that.
Yeah, I think I'm really focusing on the BP cost for these two. Because, obviously, P-Up, you can, for the cost of 1 All or Nothing P, you can have 2 P-Up D-Down Ps. I feel like it just gets worse and worse as you keep going, you know? Like, yeah. Okay, well, now it's time for all the broken stuff. Okay, Mega Rush. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say this is a wood steal from Mouse. I don't think I would complete a slow condition for a Mega Rush.
Yeah.
Because one, Mario levels up a lot. You need a lot of resources to put Mario back into peril, especially if you've equipped like a P-Up D-Down or you're wearing Double Pain and you have to like factor in all that extra math. And, you know, yeah, I gotta use Point Swap or Trial Stew if you have it, and if you don't, you know, obviously you have to do a lot of extra math to get Mario back into peril. It's dangerous. If you don't have a Life Shroom, it's very dangerous.
Mario is hard to maintain in this,
yeah,
I
exactly.
would say.
So I'm thinking, like, for me, Mega Rush has one use, and that's Bone Tail. That's getting into peril in Bone Tail and using Power Bounce or something with a boost sheet and destroying him, right? I just feel like I would not, because it's a one fight thing and a Mega Rush partner can always just do the same thing. Like, Mega Rush Mario is like a supplement to that to just make Bone Tail a little faster rather than it being the core of what I'm doing for Bone Tail, right?
Yeah, I mean, +5 is hard to ignore. So it's like,
so I
you're
think
going to try to get it, unless you know for a fact you're golden on the Bone Tail fight.
Right, but would I complete a slow condition, like appealing 3 times or something for it, though?
I don't think so.
No, I would not. Like, personally. I think this is top of Wood Steel, though. I would steal this before I'd steal Power Bounce.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because you can just boost sheet, spin, jump.
Is P-Up P higher, honestly?
Than Power Bounce?
Yeah. This is why we shouldn't have
No,
everything.
no. I think we should. It's important to talk about, though. I think this is for race. I feel like for the race, especially, like I feel like racers, when they look at this tier list, they should think this is like the line of badges I should be thinking about, right? Like I think it's important to sort them. On that note, I would say yes. Actually, I think power bounce might be a little worse than P up, D down P. If we're thinking about it, right, I think the value you get from P up, D down P, because again, Mario's power bounce has very niche specific uses. Like, he can clean up just as well with a spin jump most of the time than with power bounce, right?
Yeah.
Or even just a normal jump, depending on how much power you're stacking. And again, power bounce is an atomic boo / bone tail badge. So like, for me, again, it's like, if you've got 5 Mega Rush Ps, you're not using Power Bounce. You're smacking Bone Tail with Yoshi or Goombella. But like, if you've got 1 Mega Rush P and a Mega Rush, I would steal Power Bounce, right? But I'm only stealing it for Bone Tail. You know? Whereas if I see a P up D down P, not that I'm stealing every single one I see, but I would steal quite a few probably to just make the power on the partners better. Because you could get to a point where you have, I don't know, 3 or 4 P up D down Ps, and that's a lot of power for Yoshi and Goombella.
Yeah.
So I think I would steal more of them, because you're only stealing 1 power bounce.
Yeah, 1 power bounce. Like, yeah, of that list, it's definitely only 1 power bounce.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then yes, we'll put P up D down P above power bounce, but I think Mega Rush has more priority for me than P up D down P most of the time. Okay, well, Mega Rush P here. This is the easiest. Would complete slow conditions for probably in the entire list, if I'm being honest. Mega Rush P is broken in this because you can level up and keep Peril Partners. Peril Partners are amazing in this run because it's just like the pit of 100 trials, man. Like Peril Koops, Peril Vivian too at your disposal, Peril Yoshi, although not as good in my opinion, but we'll get to that. Basically any AoE partner besides Bobbery is pretty good with, well, very good with Mega Rush P. And it makes a huge difference immediately. The second you get Mega Rush P, it's like, okay, if you have Koops, Goombella, Yoshi, or Vivian, even just one of them, and you get Mega Rush P, immediately you're like, okay, I got something here.
You're in go mode.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, and honestly, the more Mega Rush Ps you get, the better. Like, Koops does fall off, and Vivian too, actually. They both fall off in damage if they only have 1. Getting 2 or 3 means you are coasting through the 80s and 90s. And if you have that much power on Yoshi or Goombella, you are smacking Bone Tail. Smacking. So, it's a no-brainer. If you see this, even if it's slow, unless it's like, take damage 5 times, you know, or whatever, like one of the really, really, really slow ones, which is too niche for me to, like, consider. If you see a pretty slow condition that's not, like, ridiculous, and you see Mega Rush P as a reward, you best believe I'm doing it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Have nothing to add.
It's Mega Rush P, man. It's tough to... You see it in all the races and all the runs. The second you get a Mega Rush P, the run changes. It doesn't matter what star powers you have. It's Mega Rush P. Power Rush. Okay, so I think Power Rush, for me, definitely a little... well, I don't know. Power Rush is worse than I used to think it is, I think.
This one's really weird to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're already rarely using Danger Mario, then this isn't even as impactful in the event you do get to use it. It's easier to set up, but it's like... I mean, I guess, like, plus 2 power for as cheap as it is, like, it's definitely worth buying if you have the opportunity. I don't know that I'd steal it.
Yeah, I don't think I would steal it either. And I'm pretty sure I put it in steal last time. This is one where I was like, ooh, yeah, I would definitely change this. I think this is definitely a would buy. I'd buy this if... I would buy this if I don't have double pain. Or if I have multi-bounce or something. I think... maybe that's a weird way to phrase it. I would buy this if I'm already have a Mega Rush and I need extra power for the power bounce on Bone Tail. That's when I would buy it. It's definitely worth a buy. But Mario still has to get into danger. For it to be there, you know? And I feel like, just from experience so far, you see a lot of more all or nothing. Like, you'll see someone have 4 or 5 all or nothings equipped before they've got Power Rush equipped.
Yeah. It's just so much easier to manage, especially with double pain.
Exactly. So
with double pain, there is a swath at the pit where you can just take one hit into danger. Your
true.
lifeline is gone at that point. I mean,
It's
unless you land right at 5 and have last stand. But
yeah, right. So
it's situational.
I would buy it though, still, I think. But it's definitely at the bottom.
Yeah, I
of
agree.
buying for me. Now, Power Rush P, on the other hand,
I think that's still a definite steal.
Yeah,
especially
I
if you
think
already
it's a
have.
steal. I think
especially if you already have Mega Rush P.
I think this is right here, man.
Yeah.
I think. Actually, would you put this above Mega Rush?
If you have Mega Rush P, yes. It's situational. Like, it's either there or it's like below P up.
I think I'm putting it here.
So I think there is fine. Honestly,
I think I'm putting it at the top. I think Power Rush P is just a great supplement to damage. There's a separate category for normal speedruns for not using Mega Rush P. Is that real?
I've not heard of that.
If there is, I understand, but...
It sounds like a category extension type deal.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, I think Power Rush P is just a great supplement to damage. Yo, what up, Ubuntu? Heavy Heart is top tier. We'll get there.
No. That's Peekaboo.
Oh, yeah.
Is top tier.
I'm sorry. This is Peekaboo. An Infinite Pitted 0 BP. Okay.
And you have it for free. You don't have to buy it.
Yeah. Okay, so... Power Rush P, I want to talk about it for a second. I was talking before that, like, Koops and Vivian fall off later on if they only have 1 Mega Rush P, right? Power Rush P, even just like 1 or 2, is enough to kind of tide that fall off over compared to like getting 2 or 3 Mega Rush Ps. Because obviously it's not like you can't rely on multiple Mega Rush Ps, but a couple Power Rush Ps can definitely like swing that damage back in your favor where you can one turn almost any loadout. Combined with any other power stacking you have. I think it's way more important to get one of these than to get like a PFD down P. Because it's obviously the BP cost is insane, and if you're already you know, using a Mega Rush partner, then it's just, I feel like it's a no-brainer to steal at that point. I think that's everything I wanted to say about it, though.
Yep.
Okay. I don't think we need to talk about these.
Okay, P-downs, no.
No. P-downs actively make you deal less damage. Less damage is slower. Don't pick them up. You don't need the defense, especially for the partners. And you probably don't need it for Mario. Don't pick it up. It's not worth it, I promise you. If you're bad, then get better. That sounds silly to say, but like this is for racing, so like that's something you should be practicing. Is how to like manage your resources and make better decisions on the fly. Like you need to get to a point. You need to get to a point where you're not using these badges. I would say. Okay,
There's not a single badge in that tier that I think would really have any use in the latter half of the pit.
Yeah.
In, like, the vast majority of runs.
Okay, let's do Last Stand.
This is at least a backup, for sure.
Yeah, I think this is a backup. I think it's the bottom of backup.
I think it's the top.
You think it's
I would
the top?
use this
Really?
I'd use it the whole pit over any of those.
Okay. I mean...
Especially with double pain, specifically. Like, even if it, like, doesn't end up saving you, like, it's 1 BP. You can find room for it eventually.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I would put this as a backup, especially, this is the badge where, like, if you're bad, this is probably an okay backup to have on that's not actively a detriment to your speed. Right?
Yeah.
And if you don't have double pain and you have Danger Mario, like a Power Rush, you got some use out of this, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
You can survive a hit from most things at 5 if you have 1.
Do you think... Can you survive... I mean, I feel like with double pain, that doesn't matter, though. I feel like you're just gonna die anyway, even at 5.
Yeah, late game, yes. Yeah.
I did say not to be bad, Hopi, but, like, what I'm saying is, like, if you're feeling uncomfortable in the race, and you feel like you're gonna die, and you have Last Stand, it's, like, not an active detriment to fit 1 BP in, usually, and, like, it may save you. As opposed to P up, or P down, D up, actively making you slower. Last Stand's not doing that. It's actually making you faster if you have a Power Rush. Because you get to keep Danger Mario if you take a hit instead of dying, right? So... Like, I agree. I'm never using Last Stand. Like, most of the time. Maybe I'll put it on as, like, a safety thing sometimes, but, like, most of the time, I ain't equipping it. Or, I'm personally probably skipping it. But, that doesn't mean it should be there. That's just me. I agree with Jdaster that it's a good backup. Is where I'm getting at.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
No, I mean, yeah.
For Last Stand.
It's probably a thing you would grow out of if you're, like, relying more on double pain for getting the coins, because again they don't mix late in the game.
Yeah,
in the 90s, that's one thing.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think it would have saved me if I ended up having to take another round of attacks in one case.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, man. The later pit enemies get so strong. Okay, Last Stand P. Okay, you may disagree with me, but I think this is a don't pick up.
Yeah, I agree now.
Yeah, because if you're already mega rushing your partners, there's just no reason to be using Last Stand P. It's not doing anything for you. Like, your partners are not sitting there trying to take that damage. And actually, this has happened to me before. It actively makes things worse trying to get the peril if you're taking damage. It makes things slower. I hate that. Especially if it's Koops. So, I think it's way worse. Like, if you're trying to get Koops or Goombella or whatever into peril with by, like, defending or appealing, it can make it a little slower than if you just let them take the hit in danger. So, yeah, don't pick it up. And if you think your partner's gonna die, swap to another one. If you only have one, tough. I think, personally, I'm putting both of the Defend Pluses in Don't Pick Up too.
Yeah, I think there's an argument for Defend Plus, but it's that 4 BP is steep for something that, like, isn't helping me go any faster. 5? It's 4 in Infinite Death.
Oh, okay. But
4 is a lot for something that isn't helping your speed at all.
No, and the thing is, like, it could save you. Because, again, these badges, besides maybe the status ones and a few of them, these badges, like, you can use some of these badges, right? It's not like you don't have to pick them up, but, like, and Defend Pluses are probably the best of that bunch, and maybe Power Jump or Power Smash. But, like,
yeah.
The thing is, like, most of the time, even if you're using Double Pain, like, you could usually you can get to a point you just one round most enemies, for anyone who's really proficient in super guarding, Defend Plus gets worse. Not that that's really affecting their placement here, but it's just something to consider. You know, if you're talking about like Bone Tail or Atomic Boo, again, Power Lift exists, and that usually always increases your defense to the point where you're not worrying about anything. Other than that, nah. If you want to combo it with P up, D down, that's 6 BP for 1 power, which is literally just a power plus. So what are you doing? That's it. That's all I got about these badges. But yeah, I would skip them, especially the partner one. You do not need that defense on your partner. It's doing the same thing as Last Stand is. It's making getting into peril through damage even slower.
You can't rely on point swaps from the audience.
Facts. The damage dodges, I mean, these are all the same for me. Like, what I'm getting at here is that defense is not important in races.
It's already not great in TTYD as a whole, but it's just not helping you at all in races.
Or just like a normal 100 floor speed run. It's just not helping you, man. Like, you're not doing anything with him.
I think in HP Plus, it depends on how confident you are, but I could see you wanting an HP Plus or an FP Plus for flexibility.
Yeah, I'm actually putting these in backups. An HP Plus P, obviously, we're putting in Dome Pickup, because, hello?
Yes.
You can use Shine Sprites to increase their HP.
I mean,
if you really wanted to. Not that you should. But yeah, and then we've got... I think these are great backups, because... Like Jdaster was just saying, you sometimes need a little extra HP or FP and you don't want to level it up. And then you take it off later when you don't need it.
When you end up getting Coops and 3 Mega Rush Ps. It's like, well, I don't need more than... Or once you get Flower Finder, which is usually better than an FP, like a level of FP.
I would say, not usually, just is better. But I know what you're saying, yeah. Is there anything you want to add? I know you really like the plus badges.
I'd say for the sake of this, I rarely mess with HP and FP all that much, except early on. So I'd say they're there. They're arguably still more useful than the hammer badges and sleep stomp, but like you could just not touch them at all.
I think I'm gonna put FP plus above, but HP plus I'm gonna keep at the bottom because it is HP plus. And I just feel like the extra HP normally you can just level up HP once and be okay.
Yeah,
I think. One thing I do want to point out, though, is you do start with an already equipped HP and FP plus.
Yeah.
To start
it's
with 15
It's worth remembering that. You can always take them off if you're
it's worth
not using it for anything.
You can take those badges off. So I think they have to go in here because they do have a use. I mean, they're useful immediately from the beginning. I keep them on all the time. I usually keep the two you keep on all the time. For me, 10 FP is great. Just having that 10 FP at the start is so good. So I think it's got to be up here. And getting more is fine. And again, you can always just take them off later once you've got better stuff, and you can just coast with that extra BP, you know?
Yeah.
I just want to say, even if your defense is negative, I still don't think Defend Plus is helping you. You can just take off the P up, D down most of the time. And you can also just take off the double pain for a battle or something. Ultimately, the goal is to be able to just one round most floors. So if you're not doing that, then you need to play a little safer. And that might mean equipping some stuff or using more like special moves, etc. But it does not mean taking 4 BP to equip Defend Plus. IMO. Okay, flower savers. Well, let's do these one at a time. What do you think of flower saver? Because this one's a weird badge for me.
I don't know that I've used them yet.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really use them either, but I don't know if I really skip them usually.
I don't think I would skip them. I would definitely not buy them under, like, any circumstance. But, like, the 2 seconds it takes to pick them up is worth it in the event that, like, for some reason you have enough, like, stuff to... I don't know, man.
Good chest reward?
I mean, whatever. The 2 seconds is nothing. It's just like, even if you have it, are you using it?
I think it's probably just the bottom of bad seed backups.
Yeah, I think they're both, like, there's a use case, but I'm sure there's a use case. I just haven't found it yet. If nothing else, like, using the status moves, if you are in for a long Bonedale fight against all odds or something like that, it could be nice to have moves reduced by 1.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I get what you're saying, DeSale. I don't know if I agree 100% that it still matters, even if it's negative, but I know what you're saying. Okay, Ice Power. So Ice Power and Spike Shield, they're essentially the same, but I do think Spike Shield's a little better than Ice Power in that there's way more spiky enemies, I feel like, than there are.
Yeah, like, there's only one family you really have to worry about with Ice Power, and while it's nice to have the total insurance for that, it's, like, arguably not worth going out of your way to steal.
For me,
I did, last... Questionably, perhaps.
I mean, obviously, so... Again, I need to make this clear. You could still steal these badges, but the context matters a lot. Mm-hmm. But in general, I'm buying this thing.
This is cheap, too, I know for a fact. It's like... Let me check.
Like, this is an easy buy for me. I'm actually going to put this...
It's 100, so that's still pretty cheap.
At max?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm not buying it late in the game, probably. Like, this is an earlier buy, but... that's very cheap. Where would you put this, though? I don't know if I'm putting it at the bottom.
I think maybe above Power Rush?
Yeah.
Maybe above P-Up? I don't know. Around there. I don't think it matters much.
I'm gonna put it above, actually. And then Spike Shield. I don't think Ice Power reduces Bone Tail Breath damage, does it?
No, it doesn't. Spike Shield is probably the best chest reward thus far.
Yeah.
You can get by with...
Easily.
You can get by without the double dips, even though
listen,
you will have the double dips.
Yeah, you'll have them.
But listen, you will miss Spike Shield immensely.
I want to make this. I want to make this distinction. Even though Spike Shield is lower than this, Spike Shield, like, this is just where the. I don't think good chest rewards is worse than would buy from Charlton.
If you could steal it, you would steal it.
Yes, if you could steal it, I would steal Spike Shield. But it's only a chest reward, so. But it is probably the best chest reward. For sure.
That or Quick Change.
Yeah, that or Quick Change. But I think Spike Shield's still better, actually. The ability for Mario to spin jump, spike enemies as a first strike, or whatever, like, or, you know, spin jump to spiky Parabuzzies or Paratroopas, whatever it is, I can't really understate just how good Spike Shield is.
It's just funny because, like, I think the main reason, like, because Spike Shield is so skippable in the vanilla game, I think just the not knowing what you're up against and having anything goes in loadouts is what makes it so much better. That and the fact that you're so much more likely to have to rely on jumps for damage.
Yeah, it's like either, and one of the big, like, arguments I use against Spike Shield and Ice Power is that there's not enough enemies with that distinction that appear in the game normally, right? And the ones that do, you can just take them out. But in Infinite Pit, if you're going against, like, 12 HP spiky enemies, you're not taking them out with a special move, you know, like, or with an Earth Tremor or whatever. Spike Shield's great. And there's a lot more spiky enemies, which makes, so, like, multi-bounce is way worse until you get Spike Shield. And there's just, you know, it's just great. And the Ice Power plus Spike Shield combo is actually very good in Infinite Pit because it means you don't have to worry about anything with Mario. You can just jump on whatever and clean up whichever enemy you need to with Mario without having to worry about it.
Except for Puffs, sometimes, because they're annoying.
Yes.
But that's to be taken into consideration once you see the loadout.
Right. So yeah, good chest rewards. It's easily the best chest reward, I think.
Yeah.
Spike Shield is great. You'll always be happy when you see Spike Shield. You're like, oh yes, Spike Shield. Okay, Feeling Fine and Feeling Fine P. Listen, you might think these are don't skips, but I feel like sometimes they're amazing lifesavers.
They are chest rewards, so you don't have to worry about the skipping aspect.
That's right. They're both here. I think they're both good chest rewards. By the way, if a chest reward is bad, I will be putting it in don't pick up.
Yeah.
I'll explain later. I'll just explain now. Basically, there are badges you're going to get from the chest that you only get from the chest that you're never going to use. They're just going to go here, and it's more of a you don't use them ever. Just they're there in your inventory because you can't avoid them. But Feeling Fines, they're borderline for me because if you have to go the slow Bonetail route, they're lifesavers. We saw it on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There were multiple times where people got confused or shrunk or whatever. Like, it won't save you against freeze, but that's a 30% chance on 1 of 4 breaths.
Exactly.
The others it's just get out of jail free.
Yeah. And then, enemies with stopwatches.
Even if it's just on Mario, he can use Sweet Treat, and you can fix things.
I think the people with stopwatches that you may miss, see from like a bobble or something or whatever, or someone like a Lakitu's hiding it.
I don't know that I've ever seen that happen before, but that would be very funny if a bobble were hiding something you couldn't see.
And or a Sleepy Sheep, anything that can, or a Ruin Powder, anything that can debilitate you really hard if you can't kill them in one turn, and you can't status them or whatever. Feeling Fine is that way to live, right? Like it can save you, and sometimes you may make a mistake. Like we're all prone to making mistakes. No one's perfect here. Sometimes you forget about that enemy with the stopwatch, and Feeling Fine saves your ass, and you're like, oh man, thank God I have Feeling Fine.
Who would do that?
Who would do what?
Who would forget about a Ruin Powder twice?
What do you? Yeah, man, who would do that? So. That's why I'm putting them here. Otherwise, if you've got a Koops or whatever that's just plowing through everything, these are not necessary, but I have to put them here because they're like a life shroom to me. They're insurance that you don't die. And dying is the slowest thing you can do in a race. No matter the floor. Dying is very slow. So, there we go. That's how I feel about it. Is Zap Tap another chest reward?
It is. I have never used it.
Yeah, I'm actually putting... No, I'm glad we talked about that, because I'm putting Zap Tap and don't pick up. Someone's going to tell me, but Kappy, the Swampires, the Fuzzies. No, stop it. You don't need Zap Tap. Kill them. Use Flurry. If you have her. Stop it. Don't use Zap Tap. It's bad.
What? Swoopers are... What are they called? Swampires? That's the third one. Swoopulous. So they're weak, and Swampires are very late game, typically. Like, you will probably have options to deal with them.
Yes.
Flurry in particular, like you said.
Yeah, listen. Like I said, you can use these badges. There's definitely been times where I've probably put on Zap Tap, but more often than not, it's not something you should just... Zap Tap is not a badge that you get, and you're like, oh, Zap Tap, let me put it on, and then you leave it on. No. Zap Tap is a... And it's not even like a backup for, like, anything. It's just a... I have one specific use for this badge, I'm going to use it right here, or I'm never using it. And most of the time, it's the latter. It's I'm never using it.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay, now it's time for the best badge in the game. The absolute best badge in the game. No.
I mean, is it best?
No,
I think
it's not.
Mega Rush P.
I think
Mega Rush P is still better.
I think Mega Rush P. I used to think Double Pain is the best badge, but now
You end up with seeds like last one, where it's like, I have 600 coins and can do nothing with them. I could buy 5 life shrooms if I had the space for them.
Okay, so double pain. I know there are players who don't like double pain right now. Like, just in general. I have to tell you something right now. You have to get over it. I'm not trying to be like mean or anything, but like, double pain is run changing. It's like Mega Rush. Like, I know that in the last race, Jdaster basically couldn't use his coins, but if Charlieton had had better shops, which he usually does, Jdaster's lead would have been way bigger. Because of everything. He could spend literally anything. Like, he had like 700 coins at one point. The difference between someone who doesn't have double pain and someone who does is massive, in my opinion. Like, just picking it up, you can get, like, I don't know, you suddenly start getting so many coins. You can buy so many things. It's really insane. And I know that it's more dangerous. I'm not saying that it should always be equipped, because you can not have, like, if you don't have a life shroom, I understand. Take it off. You know, don't die, because that's the slowest thing ever. The coins aren't always going to matter, which is why I think it's worse than Mega Rush P now. But if you have a life shroom, there's literally zero reason to not have it on and at least try to get extra coins, right?
And just for extra context on this, like, I balance the coin prices around, like roughly you will get 80% of the coin if you pick up every single coin that appears. You'll get about 75 to 80% of the coins you need to buy the most expensive badge on a given set of floors. You gotta save up if you want stuff like All or Nothing or Mega Rush P in shops.
Okay.
Double Pain just throws that balance out the window. And intentionally so, because it's a risk. If you have it, you can now buy any badge you want when it shows up. Like, you will have the coins to buy anything you want, and that is a thing that you will not have the luxury of doing without it.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless you've been saving for half the game, which can happen, but is unlikely.
Right.
Like, we all had a Mega Rush P we couldn't buy last seed. If it had been on a later floor, I could have bought it.
Yeah, exactly. And others wouldn't have been able to buy it. So yeah, I mean, double pain is it. And I'm just saying, I'm just throwing this out there, but if you have 15 HP still with Mario, you can get into peril in one turn. With double pain and smack Bone Tail. Like, you have your nice setup for turn 1, and then you go to town turn 2 and he's dead. Just saying, that's a thing you can do. Throwing it out there, it's pretty useful for that. Other than that, though, like, obviously its main use is breaking Jdaster's shop balance.
Intentionally so.
Intentionally, right, I'm just saying, yeah. So,
although originally it did cost a lot less to buy it, so people would just buy multiple. It's like, oh, okay, let's not break it that much.
So this is a badge that you absolutely should complete a slow condition for if you don't already have one. You only need one. From experience, you don't need multiple. You can. It's probably really wild, but I wouldn't do it. I know Jdaster had multiple during one of the races.
I definitely ran triple on one race for quite a bit.
But, you know, this... I used to think this badge was the best badge in the game. That's how good it is. It's changed slightly. Mega Rush P is a little better now, but Double Pain... If there's something that you are looking to practice to get, like, if you're asking me, Kappy, Jdaster, how do I get better at infinite pit runs? How do I get faster for floor 100 runs? My answer most of the time is going to be, are you...
Equip this badge, yeah. Think about survival later. Even if it means bringing Defend Plus and, like, other defensive stuff out of the don't pick up tier.
I'm asking you, are you playing... When you see Double Pain, are you getting it? Like, that's my, like, probably my question. Because it's that important. So I'm telling you right now, that's it. I can't mention the dangers, bro. I can't, I'm sorry.
They don't exist.
We had a wild We had a very specific... That's a very specific run we had to sail. Where the stage hazards were... Like, we had the setting that made them go off more. I don't think it's that dangerous.
We'll get to this in the partner moves tier list, but, like, the moves you should be using don't cause that many stage hazards. Mm-hmm. And most of the stage hazards do, like, 1 damage anyway, so...
He's got Bowser Meteor and Bowser Statue flashbacks.
Oh, whatever. Those don't exist.
But I still don't think that's enough. I still don't think that's enough to say that it's too dangerous.
For one, those only exist in the 90s, and you should not have this badge on in the 90s.
Oh, that's true. You actually, I think another notch for it, actually, is that you don't need it in the 90s anymore. Because you don't need coins, but... So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you want to get better, I'm telling you to play runs with double pain. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Ooh, Jumpman. This I think.
When I thought our list had peaked.
I think this is definitely a should steal.
Yeah.
I would steal this more than I would steal Mega Rush, probably. I think.
Yeah, probably.
Because Jumpman is so easy to, like, stack onto Mario, you know. Listen, I'm gonna be frank. You don't need Spike Shield or Ice Power with Jumpman. Not with the way things are set up now. You have Earth Tremor.
Earth Tremor. Yeah, this whole list is just like, if there's a difference, it's Earth Tremor's fault.
It really is, man.
Look, Earth Tremor was like a means to an end. I wanted to stop having weird edge cases, like, oh, I can't put a Red Bones in this fight, because then they can block everything behind it. You need a way to do damage to everything.
Yeah, I think Jumpman, you know, it's a 2 BP power plus, and it's for Jump, the better attacking option. There's no reason not to get this thing. If you see it, you steal it. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Many runs where you could stack like 3 or 4 Jumpman, and you're like, oh man, I'm so powerful for no reason with Mario. So,
it's another one of those badges where the downside is totally moot once you have the first one on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hammerman, on the other hand, I'm sorry. You should not be getting this badge. Ever.
I think it's a backup if you get it early and have
backup?
If it's the type of run where you're getting repeated use out of Fire Drive, I think it's a low-tier backup,
okay, I'm putting it at the bottom, then.
Yeah.
I think it's borderline here. If we're gonna put it in bad seed backups, it's going at the bottom. Because, like, I really don't think... Like, this is a once you have Jumpman, you do not need this anymore badge. Like, it's just, it gets obsoleted so easily.
It's when it's arguably a once you have spin jump, you don't need it anymore.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I know. That's why I think it should don't pick up. But I'll concede. It could be
in the type of run where you actually get Fire Drive early. It could be useful.
And Super Boots on floor 70 or something.
Wasn't that the run we got Jumpman on floor 1?
Maybe.
I think so. And I still had it on the whole time.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's borderline. It's definitely like the edge of maybe don't even bother. I mean,
if you don't have
Fire you know what? Yeah, no. You know, go ahead and put it in don't even bother.
Listen, wait, here's my reasoning. If you have Quake Hammer, or if you don't have Quake Hammer or Fire Drive, Hammerman's doing nothing for you.
No,
literally
don't.
Nothing.
Yeah, just don't.
Just don't pick it up. You don't need it. You could use one all or nothing, and that's enough, probably. Or a Power Plus, or whatever. You don't need Hammerman.
Like, you'll know if it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's too dependent.
I trust your judgment.
Hammerman is too dependent on Fire Drive and Quake Hammer for me to put it in bad seed backups. For me.
Yeah.
I think.
It's a backup to a backup.
Return postage? Oh yeah. I mean, we already know. Don't pick this badge up.
It's gotten 2 substantial buffs and is still bad.
Forever bad. Sorry, return postage. Happy Hearts. Yep.
All of them are bad.
Yep.
All of the happies.
You don't need Happy Flower. They're all slow. You don't need Happy Flower. It's not gonna help you. Oh, look, the HP drains. Nope.
All of them are bad. Even the FP drains. Like,
yeah.
I could see a case.
I think I'm putting FP drain in bad seed backup. No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
they're bad.
It's just so it is very slow. Is the thing.
They're all
FP
bad.
drain P. If you're already but like you've got Flower Finder.
Yeah, you don't need it.
If you're playing with the secret option that turns it into 64 style, it's another matter potentially.
These go crazy then, but
even then they're slow.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, all 7 of these badges.
Yeah.
They're slow, and the value they give you are not worth it. That's really it. Jdaster's case for FP Drain P, maybe.
Because I was thinking, like, you use a what's the move?
Power
shell or something like that. It's like, and the animation of the things dying takes so long, you're not even losing time to the, but you are losing power.
Yeah.
And there are other ways to make up that FP.
This is definitely a don't pick up, but again, you could make use out of this badge, probably.
That's the one of the 4, one of the 7, honestly, that it's like, there's a case to be made.
But
I don't know. Yeah.
We're not tiering any of these. We're not doing tiers within this category, so.
Yeah.
Close call.
I like predictability, personally,
I do too.
in this sort of case.
But I would be remiss to not put this, I think, in bad seed backups, because it can save you.
Sure.
But it's bottom, for me. Bottom of bad seed. I think. And then close call P, nope. This is the same thing as every other thing, like as Last Stand. You just, for the partner, it doesn't matter as much. But saving Mario is more important.
Boy, we're speed round here. All the lucky badges.
They're all bad. Don't pick them up. Stop it. Stop it right now. Don't pick up
just upgrade your HP if you have that much free BP and need more survivability.
Yeah. The thing is, like, close call is 1 BP for you might be saved in danger. You know, Lucky Day is 7 BP for I don't need this. I don't know. This is a higher chance of working in danger, and obviously Lucky Day is a higher chance. Like, is like the highest chance out of danger, but you don't need it. You just don't. And the partners definitely don't. And Pretty Lucky is worthless. It's worthless.
And yet for enemies, they work 60% of the time.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the face value says.
Where does refund come from? Is that a chest?
It can appear anywhere, and I would say this is a definite insta-buy if it's on floor 10 or 20.
Yeah, me too.
It's so cheap.
This is
at that point, like, it literally costs 10 coins to buy this on the first shop.
I think I'm putting this at the top of would buy.
I'd put it at the top, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, by the time you get to, like, mid-pit, it's probably not worth buying, but early on, you get all your coins back from, like, Thunder Rages.
It's like, the name of the game in the beginning of the pit, usually, is if you find a good attacking item, buy them. A lot of them. Because you can fly through some particularly bad loadouts that you might encounter in the 20s and 30s with attacking items. Refund just helps keep your coin count high, basically, from that. Like, it saves you a lot of coins in the long run to let you buy something else on the next Charlieton shop. It's, like JJ said, it's a must-buy.
Yeah, the way it works in the mod is the amount you get back is the same as the price of the item on floor 20, basically.
Huh?
Or floor 10, sorry.
I was like, wait a minute.
You don't make free money on 10, my bad.
I was like, wait a minute, bro.
Yeah, so, like, like, on floor 10, item costs are, like, 20% of their max, and then it goes up by 10% every floor until 90.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. That's enough to make back your money in the teens, to make back a little bit of money It gets obviously it gets worse and worse as you go on, but in the beginning, having that nice buffer of coins from refund can really help you, especially if like Charlton has like 2 or 3 shops in a row where you're just he's just selling good attacking items, and you can buy like 4 or 5 of them every time.
Yeah, don't buy more than one because it's like a very minimal upgrade. It's like an extra 20%.
You just need one, and for 1 BP, it's so easy to just slap in. Like you just slot it in, boom, refund. Yeah. Now I don't really see refund too much, but like the theory behind it is so solid. It's like you can't not put it at the top here for me. The theory is too solid for it. Like, if I see it, I would do it. Okay, pity flowers. I don't know. Maybe we should talk about these. Do you think these are skips?
They're probably even worse than close call. Honestly, I think they're the borderline of skip.
Okay.
If you're like, because you have to take the damage for them to matter. And they are still 4 BP.
I think for Mario, it's okay. Again, partners, I just don't think it matters too much. But for Mario, like, we're putting in these badges considering that Mario's taking damage. So why shouldn't Pity Flower at least be up here, right? If you have the BP.
I feel like partners might be more likely to take damage.
Really?
Especially if you have double pain.
Maybe we put P up there?
I'd say put them both, but like they're
Okay. I'll put P above the number 1 though.
Yeah. Similar to Flower Saver, it's just like I don't really see a use for this. Like,
but if it's really bad, you could definitely get some use, especially if you're guarding instead of super guarding. I can see it. It's not great, and someone else could make a list like this and put these in don't pick up, and I would not bat an eye.
No, yeah, for sure.
Quick change. I think we already talked about this, but this and Spike Shield are basically contenders for the best chest reward. Quick change. I feel like if you have a peril partner, and this is like, you know, it's the same thing as Pre-Oakdale Pit. It's great for conserving that partner on a floor where you're gonna level up.
Yeah,
where
it saves you the switch turn or having to have a different partner out at the start of a fight.
Exactly. Which means you could not run away if you needed to run away for everything to work out, which, you know, that saves a lot of time. 7 BP doesn't really matter too much. I feel like you level up enough that it's okay. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to say about it. It's a nice badge to have. And if you have a longer fight with Bonetail, this is a great way to like get Goombella or Yoshi power lifted and then keep them dealing consistent-ish good damage, right? Instead of being Mega Rushed. Like,
yeah, but you also get your if you're not using your star power for anything else, it's debatable how much that helps.
No, I would agree. But you know, it's nice to have. It's nice to have that power lift stay, especially if you get like a +5 or 6 off of it onto your partner.
It's fair.
But only if you don't have Mega Rush.
There's also a lot of other stuff you can take off for that fight, so
yes,
you'll have the BP in all likelihood.
Yep. Okay, Happy Heart. I think this is a good backup.
What are we talking about? Oh, Heart Finder.
I'm sorry, Heart Finder. I'm sorry, my bad. Heart Finder. Why did I say Happy Heart? I just saw the hearts. Heart Finder. What do you think about this one?
I like this a lot casually. I haven't seen myself like... It's definitely not a thing I would buy, I don't think, but it's good ancillary defense with the caveat that you don't want to be picking it up. You don't want to pick the extra hearts up with peril partners.
Okay.
Like, it's not a deal breaker. It's just you need to be extra diligent that you don't stand in heart drop range.
I think this might be a good... I have no life shrooms, but my partner died, so I can at least get them into peril backup.
Also true, but yeah.
But it's so much slower than the other methods, usually. I think this is good for bad seed backups. Like, if you have a bad seed, I would pick this up. Otherwise, I won't. But
Yeah.
I think it's probably... The utility you can get out of it is really nice.
It's on the better end of bad seed backups, I would say.
I think it's better than HP Plus, at the very least.
Sure.
I don't know if you think it would be better than the hammers or not.
Maybe better. Probably better than the hammers. I wouldn't say any higher than that.
Okay. Because I could see it anywhere in this like range. I'm fine with putting it above the hammers. It's got some uses, like, you know, just knowing from Pre-Hooktail Pit, like, it's got some great uses without a life shroom. But if you have a life shroom, this badge is not great for getting a partner into peril. Because obviously they'll just burn your life shroom, which I think is way worse. And slow. Flower Finder, on the other hand. This is steal. Agree?
Yeah, is this second or third from the top?
Yeah, so in my last tier list, because I'm looking at it right now, I put it in buy, and I'm just so sad that I put it in buy, because I feel like now that we've got some races under our belts, oh my god, if you see this badge, just steal it, bro. It's so good.
It's like having 2 flower savers on for cheaper, basically.
It's so good.
Like you get an average of 2 extra flowers from every fight.
I don't know, man. I might put this above Mega Rush. Not above Jumpman, but definitely above Mega Rush, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's near the top of that tier for me, for sure.
Seriously, I feel like Flower Finder, every time I look at Flower Finder, I'm like, this badge just keeps getting better and better. It just keeps looking better, man. Like, I don't know, this badge is cracked. It's so good. And it's literally... It's a one and done. You get 1 Flower Saver, you can literally spam Power Shell with 10 FP forever. Like, you're barely running out of FP. It's actually insane how good it is for keeping your FP up. Like, it's wild. Even if you use... And I really can't undersell this, but using it with Kiss Thief is even better. Sometimes you get like 3 or 4 FP back after using Kiss Thief, and it's like, damn, now I can start spamming things again. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. So yeah, it's very good. Would absolutely steal. If you see it in the shop and you don't have it yet, you buy in that for sure. Like, it's very good. So, yeah.
Down to the last few, finally.
Yeah, yeah. Chill Out. I think this is Wait, is Chill Out chest only?
Yeah, I think it's 3rd from the top, honestly.
I do too. Chill Out is... So, here's the thing.
It's not that it saves you from anything, it's that it just speeds up the fact... It's like, if you don't need that first strike, just run into the enemy.
Exactly.
Every time.
Yes, yes. That's what it's for. So if you hit a point with your setup where you can just one-round everything, and you only need, like, Koops or Vivian or whatever... You don't need to waste the time getting that first strike with Mario. Or Koops, to be honest. Just run into the enemy and Power Shell. Now,
standing next to the enemy is the safest place to be for heart drops, too.
Yes. Yes. It's great. So, yeah. Yeah, that's really it. The only time you don't want to do this, obviously, is if you're close to leveling up. Just get that first strike so you can see how much... star points you get, or just like see what the loadout is, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, good for that. But other than that, Chill Out is great. It definitely speeds things up in the overworld for you because you can just run right at the enemy and not care. And you can let an enemy like a Koopa shell toss right into you, and you can just be on the pipe and just go down immediately if you don't need anything. Very fast. And as I've said many times in my commentator runs, those little overworld time saves make a big difference when you add them all up. So, Chill Out, decent badge.
Yeah, a few seconds of floor is like 5 minutes at the end of the of the day.
It's crazy. Okay, these are both bad. I don't even see these. Are they chest rewards?
They're there. They're just not a thing you ever think about.
Yeah, you don't need these.
And none of these do you need, in fact.
Yeah, actually, you need none of these.
Lucky Start is the worst chest badge. It's only there just because, like, it has a unique effect. It's bad. I even lowered its cost, and it's still really bad.
It's slow. Yeah. Solid for casual runs. Not good for speed.
Yeah, and these last ones are a badge that's like a defensive equivalent of charge.
Yeah, and
a
it's
stronger defend.
It's cool, but
it's neat. It's cheap, but you're not using this.
Yeah, not for speed, for sure.
I guess you could use it to manip peril, maybe.
But yeah, but I mean, you could do the same thing with defense plus or damage dodge. So
yeah, you could probably do the same thing in other means.
Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah. I think that's the list. Is there anything? Let's look over the list. Is there any? I don't care about these, but is there anything you want to change about these 5 categories?
Does
anything stand? Badge? Does the worst badge in the game, like an Infinite Pit?
Probably still HP Drain P.
Yeah, it's probably still HP Drain P, if I'm being honest.
It's the perfect story. Any of the HP, like either HP Drain, but like P in particular, it's like you're ruining your partner peril. It takes extra time. It reduces their damage.
Yeah, it's probably the worst. This is probably the worst one. This one right.
There's other bad ones, but it's like it's just an easy it's easy to pick on.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think?
The sorting of the bad seed backups is just so like run dependent. I honestly feel like things could be moved around or moved into the bottom tier.
We could just okay. What do you think? Let's talk about it now that we're now that we've got a complete list. Let's see how things look. I think
right here we're looking at it like the bads. I think the upper ones are all fine. Honestly,
these 3 are all good.
Close enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
good chest rewards is obviously correct.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any excuse to order it otherwise.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think?
Bad seed backups, it's like, I use the pluses, I use Last Stand as a backup, and the rest I haven't seen use for yet. But I could envision, at least.
You think the hammers and the jumps should go lower?
Maybe, honestly.
I think I could see HP Plus over them.
Yeah, I think HP Plus may be the savers.
I think Flower Saver could go over them. I don't know about.
I don't know that. 2 FP Power Shell.
Okay.
4 FP Kiss Thief. I could see it.
All right.
It's 4 BP. I haven't had a use for it yet, but and Flower Finder does do a lot of work.
You have Diamond.
I think this is probably fairer.
Peekaboo is not the best badge. It's just its own separate category because it has no impact on combat and it's 0 BP and you get it at the beginning. So it just like doesn't do. It doesn't.
There is never a question as to whether you need it on or not.
Yeah, you should just always just leave it on. We just put it at the top because it's hilarious. Okay, is there anything else? Anything else here? In this like later half that looks off.
I think that's fair as it is.
Because we both think Pity Flowers could easily go into Don't Pick Up. Do you think they should stay here, or do they look weird?
I don't know. Also, is Close Call technically also higher than all those move badges?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because for the consistency aspect,
I don't think so.
Those bottom 3 are definitely borderline, I'd say.
Yes, I would agree with you.
I'd just leave it at this.
Okay, I think this is okay.
People can do their own decisions on Pity Flower.
Yes. Okay, I think this is I'm kind of just like looking it over again. This is a solid list. It's a weird list.
Yeah.
Like compared to like the normal TTYD list that we made last December.
Look at Ice Power putting in work.
Look at Power Bounce not being at the top.
Flower Finder is just like a tier and a half higher.
So again, I need to make this distinction. Good chest rewards is not worse than these 3. It's just you can only get them from chests, so they're like you just don't get them as often. So like it's not that they're worse, it's just they're less available than all of these that you can steal and buy and etc. You know what I'm saying? So
you have no agency over them other than whether you equip them.
Yeah. But in terms of like
or sell them, I guess, for 1 coin.
In terms of like what this list is, I think the good chest reward badges are better than these backup badges. So that's why they're above them and why they're below these 3. It's more about like availability. Yeah, It's tough. I guess it's like it doesn't make that much sense, but you know what I'm saying. The fire flower one? What do you mean?
That's refund. It
Oh,
gives you essentially nearly all of your coins back if you use attack items early in the pit.
Oh yeah, refund being up here is pretty nice. I just want to really quick look at what my old... Yeah, I don't know. So the core builders category was so stupid in my last list. I know why I put it in there, but it was so lame. You don't need it, ever. But Pity Flower was in my backups last time.
Yeah. You had Close Call P in there for some reason.
So sad, dude. Well, things have changed. I've changed. I think the upper tiers look way better than in my old list, for sure. It looks
the Mario Danger badges are not as good as the partner ones because they're so much harder to work with.
I think it looks way better.
I wonder how much you were weighing into no XP mode before. Honestly,
I think I may have weighted a little too much, but
because that changes things immensely if you're doing that with the chest heals off.
That is true, but we don't do that in races because it's dumb, in my opinion. Like no XP mode, just. I don't like the ability to get Mega Rush and Melty Bounce and just go to town. I don't know. I know you can do that with Coops and stuff, but like in like normal races,
put the chest heals on. That fixes it.
Okay.
You have to remanip every 10 floors.
Alright. But yeah. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. Refund was actually in my core builders, I guess you could call it. But I would buy it from Charlieton at this point, for sure.
It is the cheapest badge by far
like,
on those upper 3 tiers.
I like this list more too because it like distinctly says what you're only getting from chests and how good they are. I like that more because last time I just kind of put them all together.
Yep.
So this is way better. Yeah. Okay. Cool. This is the list. Is there any other changes you'd like to make, Jdaster, or are you satisfied with this list?
Nope, let's send it.
Send it! I'll save it later. Okay, we have the list. Okay, so this is for badges. Let's go on to to star powers, huh?
Yeah, these should hopefully be. These should go by a little faster. Hopefully.
Oh yeah. I think much faster. Okay, so there's no like descriptions here. Just know that S is like, you know, obviously the most useful. D is probably shouldn't be using these. It's hard to like it's hard to make stuff like really specific categories like this because star powers have a lot of varied uses compared to badges. There's a lot of different ways to use them and stuff, so it's just too hard to say whether something is fast or not, like, or faster, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Letters are good. There's a lot of niche use cases for a lot of stuff. Just really quick, we have a lot of stuff here. So these, without the number, are the special move as a whole. Like, how we would rate the special move with all 3 levels, like, as a whole. And then we're going to rate each level individually as well. For the most complete special move tier list you've ever seen. Okay, so we'll just start left to right? Let's, Sweet Treat.
Yep.
I think Sweet Treat is probably C. It's useful when you're about to die and, like, you have nothing left, like a bad Bone Tail fight. Or something, like you're just in a bad spot and you just need that little bit of FP or HP to, like, live an extra turn and then you win the next turn or something, like...
Yeah, like, you're probably going to want to use a healing item over this in the majority of cases.
Yeah, but if you got no healing items, this is your
It's useful for specific manipulations if for some reason you don't have other means to set them up as well.
Yeah.
But, it's slow for that.
It's very slow. I think 1 is probably better than the rest of them.
But not by a ton, honestly.
You think it's enough to move it up to B or keep it in C? I think we should probably like do all these, like actually sort them too. Because there's just 2 little things we can just sort them on.
I honestly don't know how much I would like distinguish between them really. The 3.
You really think so? I think 2 and 3 are way worse, in my opinion, because they're bigger heals. You can't be as like refined.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I was gonna put 2 and 3 in D. To be honest.
Sure.
I mean, unless you.
I could go either way. They're not a thing I use frequently.
I mean, the thing is, like, I guess I might put this in D2 then. Actually, I think level 1 is good to heal and to set up any kind of like damage manip you need to get into peril if you need it. And it's good, like, if you don't have any healing items, and stuff like that. Sweet Treat as a whole is pretty bad, but if you don't have any healing items, it's like your last-ditch effort to live. Especially if you're fighting Bonetail or something. And you don't have any good damage. You have to rely on, like, multiple turns, you know?
I think 3 is definitely better than 2, if we're going to be that specific on it ordering.
Okay. Yeah, because this 3 is just like a better heal and 2 is middling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 3 heals like, what is it, like 20-ish a piece?
Okay,
yeah,
that's pretty good. I'll agree with you, Okay, what about, Earth Tremor? I think Earth Tremor's dope. I don't think you're gonna disagree on this.
No, I don't think so.
I just don't know exactly how good they are. So where do you think Earth Tremor goes?
We could fill in some of the worst moves first.
It's too late. We're already here.
Well, I think as a whole, it's definitely no worse than A.
Okay. Yeah.
Arguably, it's S just because it's there from the very beginning, and it's very good for cleaning up like 1 or 2 damage on the whole field if you don't have a full multi-bounce set up yet.
Would agree. I think I could put Earth Tremor S. I think 1 is S for sure.
1 is good, 2 is about as good, 3 is a lot worse.
Yeah. I think 1 and 2 are S for sure. I think 1 is a little better, because it's just like sometimes you just hit that, like, it's so much faster than the rest, and like if you have good damage with Koops or Vivian, or like even just like them using an item or something, you can just follow up
I suppose I should explain what these do.
Oh yeah,
none of this is vanilla stuff for the most part. Yeah, so Sweet Treat, it's just vanilla Sweet Treat for 1. 2 and 3 just give you about double or triple the amount, and they cost 3 and 5 SP. Like they're niche.
Yeah.
Earth Tremor has like fewer bars, or like there are 3 different levels with 3, 4, or 5 bars that you have to fill, and like they start at progressively higher amounts as well. So it's effectively 1 to 4, 2 to 6, or 3 to 8. So 2 to 6 is like more or less the same as vanilla, but is a little faster.
And then
3 gets you up to 8, but it also costs 3 SP to use, and in practice it's like kind of desperation to use it if you really need 7 damage or 8 damage on the whole field.
Most of the time, you're just using level 2 or 1. But I still think Earth Tremor as a whole is probably one of the best special moves in the game.
Yeah.
Infinite Pit, for sure.
Yeah,
especially in the beginning. It's like ridiculous.
You're guaranteed to start with Sweet Treat and Earth Tremor level 1 at the start.
Yep. I think this is perfect for how it looks. I think 1 is better than 2, though, for sure.
So if you are about to level up, you can always just use the most expensive one you can. That way you can do fewer bars.
Yes, that is true.
It saves you a precious, like, 5 seconds per bar.
I think Clock Out is not good in any situation. It can save you, but I just don't think it's worth it because of how slow it is.
I've definitely been bailed out by level 1 frequently enough that I would put it in C.
Okay.
But
everything else,
I think as a whole, it's definitely like a desperation move.
I mean, I'm just gonna put these as a whole.
The thing is, like, and Clock Out. What is it? 2, 3, or 4 turns for 2, 3, or 5 SP. I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think 3 is definitely the worst.
The thing is, it is fairly likely to work on the vast majority of like enemies you're facing.
That is true.
And there are some particularly problematic ones that it's really good on.
So level 1 could be used. Yeah. Do you think it's better than Sweet Treat? I probably think it is.
I think it might be.
I think level 1 is better. I think this is probably. I think I think Sweet Treat as a whole is better than level 3. I think level 3 is pretty bad, if I'm being honest.
4 turns, man.
I don't know, man. I just think 4 turns is too long.
Yeah. I'd, again, swap 3 and 2 for the Sweet Treats, but,
Oh. Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah,
I think that's
I would agree.
Okay, Power Lift. Okay, so... I think Power Lift as a whole is pretty mid.
You use it for the one thing that you
level
use
1,
it for.
I think level 1 is...
It's better than nothing?
I think level 1 is probably...
It's definitely no worse than C, but I
think
don't
it's
know.
got to be at the bottom. I think 2... Oh yeah, you should probably explain what Power Lift does for the 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, so I'm trying to explain what levels 1 to 3 do as they are. But like basically in Infinite Pit V2, you unlock the star powers in levels. You start with Sweet Treat and Earth Tremor level 1, and then as rewards you can either get new moves level 1, or levels 2 or 3 of ones you already have, and they basically have stronger effects. In Power Lift's case, it just like reduces the number of arrows you need to get to fill a bar.
Okay, so in my experience, I actually think I might put 2 in A. Because I'm good at this for Bone Tail.
2 can get you up to 4 or 5 if you're lucky. 3 is more likely to, but it also costs 6 SP.
But I also think 3, I have never been rewarded for using 3. I've been burned by 3 too many times to think it's better than 2.
Yeah, I would agree. 2 is definitely the best.
But I think 3 probably fits kind of snugly in B though, if I'm being honest. Like, because it's not bad. It's just like I just feel like you can get almost equivalent value out of 2, and for less SP. So I just think it's better.
Yeah.
But as a whole, you know, Power Lift is whatever. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna make a new tier. Hold on. We're gonna make a new tier. I can't deal with these normal ones. Hold on.
Just an overall tier.
Yes, I'm gonna make an overall tier, man. It's what it has.
Them. Yeah.
Star. Oh my god.
We could do the same with partners, probably.
Yes. Star powers. I'm just gonna say complete star power or complete special moves sorted. Okay, that's way better. So we can do this, this, and this. That looks way better, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a much better. Okay, this is much better. Much better. Because it's weird to put like this over a level when it's like the whole thing. I don't know. Yeah. So these are going to be these complete special moves sorted is how are the special moves sorted when you have all 3 levels basically?
Yeah.
Or like just in general the moves themselves.
When you have typically what you would have at the end. Let's not go with all 3.
Yeah.
Because that never happens.
Yeah. Typically. Yes. Okay. I think Art Attack is worse than Earth Tremor. By a little bit. Because the SP cost is kind of huge.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it's better than Power Lift. Level 1 is surprisingly not that bad.
Yeah, so level 1, 2, and 3, like Vanilla Art Attack, you can get up to 3 damage on a circle. Levels 1, 2, and 3 get you 2, 3, and 4 damage on a circle for 4, 5, and 7 SP.
So 2 is basically normal.
There was a time where 1 cost 3 in testing, and it was stupid.
It was broken!
Absolutely stupid.
Oh my god, I still remember that playtest, bro. I was like, oh my god,
okay,
level
that has to
change. So good. Level 1 was so good.
We can't have you unlocking Art Attack as your 3rd star power.
Exactly. Okay, so I think level 1 is probably B. I think.
Yeah.
Probably better than Power Lift. Level 2... Oh, that's tough. Well, I don't know which one is the best. I think 3 is the worst.
I think 2 is a little better, because it's only 1 SP more, and it's quite a bit more damaging. But it does... You're likely to get a
Maybe I'll put 2 here.
Get it a little later as well.
Maybe I'll put 2 here.
Yeah, I think...
3... It's probably here, I would say.
Like 4 damage a ring is nice, but like that's a late game thing. In practice, I don't know that I've seen it appear yet.
Yeah, would you put it here though in B, like right here?
I think there's a case for it. If you have Supernova, you're probably gonna go for it over it, just because it's a nuke.
Yeah, I mean we'll get to Supernova. Okay, Sweet Feast I think is the worst star power in this format for sure.
Yeah, it's a shame,
Yeah,
but
it's a shame. It's a cool star power. Like
yeah,
it's really cool. But
so Sweet Feast basically gets you HP and FP recovery over time, since like otherwise Sweet Treat would be the same move, basically.
Yeah.
Which, neat distinction, never useful in a speed run.
No, it's very cool in casual runs though. Like it definitely can help you in like long enemy fights.
Yeah. The ordering is totally arbitrary. Because you shouldn't be using any of them. One's probably one is probably the best, if I had to guess. Then 3, then 2, but it's so meaningless.
This is where they are, sorry. This is how it is. Do you agree, or do you think 1 could move up at all?
No.
Okay.
I mean, like... Maybe over Sweet Treat 2?
Huh?
Like,
just level 1?
Yeah. It's so meaningless.
Okay,
like,
yeah. Okay, Showstopper is a wild card. Where do you think it should go? I think it should go here, probably.
I think as a whole, it's maybe better. Yeah, I think it's better than Power Lift.
Okay. Level 1, though, I think is the worst star power in the game.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, but it's pretty bad.
I think it's bottom of C. It's
okay.
It is an option, but it scales the normal chance of it working by like 65%.
But
so,
2 though, I might put 2 in S. I don't know.
2 is 90%. It still has a fair chance to fail.
How much SP is it?
4.
Well, how much
so
is 3?
It's 6. Oof. 3 has a better than 100% base chance. So it is expensive, and I don't know that I've seen it come up yet because it's the 3rd level. But it's like the 3rd levels are just unlikely because you have to have gotten all of the ones before it, and you have to be able to afford it.
Right. Okay, so I think even with the 90%, it's definitely
I like how C is just the tier of first level of various moves.
It's just
that's how it's gonna stay probably because I think 2 and 3 are both considerably better.
Usually, yeah. Okay, what about 2? I think 2 is A then, at the very least.
Yeah, 2 is definitely A. Like
I think it's like right here, comfortably right here. That's how I would see it. Unless you think it's not as good as Power Lift level 2.
I think that's fair.
You think this is good?
Yeah.
3 though?
If you had 3, it'd probably be about the same. It's more likely to work. It's probably better. It's just like here? I think it's better than 2. I don't. It might even be better than Art Attack.
Like right here?
I don't think it's that good, but it's...
So here?
Well, no, it's definitely better than Earth Tremor level 3, I'd say.
Okay, well then we'll just put it at the top, okay. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Listen, the thing is, like, the first 2 levels of Earth Tremor are just insane, so... Okay, and then I think Supernova is the best special move in this game.
Yeah,
agree?
I mean... it was intentionally balanced to be stupid.
Okay,
and then,
listen.
And then I was like...
You'll never see this in any other TTYD tier list, because it's so bad otherwise, but in this mod, oh my god, Supernova's cracked.
Yeah, so Supernova does 3 damage for every bar you fill, plus 3 for the start. Oh, sorry. It basically not filling a bar counts as having filled a bar. So, like, it does 18 at level 1. But it does 30 at level 2 and 60 at level 9. Or 3, rather.
60! 60 damage! We never see it, but oh my god!
You will never get it. I'm astounded we've even seen level 2. But,
So, listen. I think this is going to be kind of wild. I think this might be, for Supernova, it might be all over the place. But level 1 is undoubtedly the best special move you can use in this game.
For sure.
The amount of HP enemies have usually does not go past 18.
In the 90s, there's a handful that can be stronger.
A handful, but like most in the 70s and 80s, bro, Supernova nukes everything. If you know you're going to level up, you swap out that peril partner, and you nuke the field with Supernova.
And here's where keeping backup shine sprites, if you have the space for them, is super useful.
Yeah,
like, especially 80s and 90s, you can just wipe your star power clean with one of these, and then immediately refill it and wipe it again.
Exactly. Like, I really
This is why the costs are almost all of your SP for all 3 levels.
I cannot understate how good Supernova level 1 is. Like, it's literally a free nuke. It's very fast for a free nuke compared to using other special moves, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good that if I could, I would make an S plus tier and put this in it. And it would be the only one in that tier. But I think it's fine in this, at the top of S. But I'm just saying, that's how good I think Supernova is. Level 1 Supernova is enough for me to put
Hold
Supernova...
on. I need to take a call. Sorry, give me a sec.
Yeah, you're good. I'll keep talking, though. To continue with my thought process, level 1 Supernova is the reason that I think Supernova is the best special move, like, overall. Level 1 Supernova, like, it just does everything. And, like, think about this for a second. I'll dive a little in-depth, because I'm like, I really love Supernova in this mod. Earth Tremor level 3 is 8 damage twice. Okay? For 6 SP total, if you use it twice. So you got 16 damage for 6 SP.
Okay, I'm going to have to go for a bit just to pick up a package after we finish this list, basically.
Okay, that's fine. So,
in short, I think 2 and 3 are just as good if you have them, basically.
Okay. Well, hold on.
I think so, because they're already overkilling most of your star power, and you can save time by not filling the bars.
Okay, that's
maybe they're not quite as good as Earth Tremor level 1, but they're all S tier as far as I'm concerned.
I think 3 is probably better then for bar saving.
Yeah. You will never get this move. You have to have gotten how many? 15 star powers,
but
and
still,
you have to have gotten both of the other ones before.
In theory, it's still insane, though. And you can actually use that against Bonetail for a free 60 damage, which is kind of wild. If you have it. Like, that's no joke. 60 damage is a lot of damage. You need a lot of attack power with power bounce through that. Okay, I think this list, unless you want to change anything, I actually think this list looks pretty good.
No, this is fair. And, no, yeah, this is definitely fair, I think.
And you can kind of see how the star power, like the star powers down here, looks pretty well reflected up here, actually.
Yeah, the only one that's, like, kind of questionable is Art Attack versus, Showstopper, but I think that's fair, given that you don't get level 3 very frequently.
Well, and Showstopper is, like, a % chance, too. It's like, Art Attack lets you deal damage to specific targets.
You have a lot of choice with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you should go over the items list while I pick this thing up.
Okay, sure. We can do that, and then we'll do partners. Okay, I'm gonna...
Alright. See ya.
Yep. Jdaster will be right back. I'm gonna download this at least. So, no joke. If you see Supernova in your race, or, like, run, you're just like, yes! A free nuke. Like, I love Supernova, man. Like, you'll never see Supernova here like this ever again. But it's so good. Okay, let's look at the items. So like I said at the beginning, the items, you can't really tier items because there's a bunch of different healing items and it'd be tough to tier all of them. So what I did was I pre-tiered them into separate categories to go over what I think you should be using and how to use them. Okay, so here it is. This is the items tier list. The order of these does not matter. This again, I just separated them into categories. So let's talk about it. Get into peril are the items that you should be using to get into peril easily if you're not just taking damage. So obviously, taking damage is the simplest way to get into peril. If you have Mega Rush or Mega Rush P, get hit a bunch, get into peril. Boom. I've done that plenty of times. However, if you have Point Swap, or Trials 2, you can get into peril much more quickly. So, imagine you have you have an ultra ranked Goombella, She's got 30 HP. That's a lot of damage to go through, even for the 90s, where they're doing like 8. You're still have to take damage like 3, 4, or 5 times, right? Point swap, let's say you got 10 FP though. Point swap, use a couple moves, get to 5 FP or 1 FP, right? Point swap, boom. Goombella's in peril. Alrighty, done. Very simple, very easy, and it makes it so that you can like kind of deal damage to enemies and KO them and make things a little easier as you go. You can even point swap into danger and take a hit or something if you got, you know, if you're like in the 50s or 60s and someone's dealing 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, point swap is great. I use it all the time. If you've ever seen me play, you know I love point swap. I use it a lot in Infinite Pit. The next item is Trial Stew. Trial Stew puts you at 1 HP, 0 FP, and maxes your star power. The star power is all well and good. The FP kind of sucks, but the main thing is it puts you into peril for free. Like, no other setup necessary. You just use it, boom, you're in peril. This is a great item to use with Double Dip. You Double Dip Trial Stew and then an FP restoring item, and boom, you're good to go. You're in peril with FP, max star power. Yeah, it's all good. So those are good ways to get into peril. Okay, let's talk about conserving star power. So, conserving your star power is very important because they're very useful in a pinch and for KOing multiple enemies, because a lot of them are massive AoE nukes. I guess only Supernova is, but like you can basically hit everyone on the field with Art Attack, Earth Tremor, and Supernova, which is great. And Showstopper too, but that's a % chance of just instant KO. Okay, so you need to keep your star power up. Besides just stylishes, how can you do that? By buying attacking items like Thunder Rage and Ice Power, or Ice Storm, Shooting Stars, Zest Dynamites, you name it. You get a few of those, 4, 5, 6 even, and you spam them. You see a bad floor, instead of using that Earth Tremor, Shooting Star, Thunder Rage. It's faster and it saves your star power for when you might need it. For Bone Tail, there are items that are really good for Bone Tail and, as an aside, Atomic Boo, but not really, because Atomic Boo is pretty weak, especially if you have Power Lift. But for Bone Tail, it's a different story because he has 200 HP, which is a lot. So, Poison Shroom, you may not know this, but Poison Shroom can be used on Bone Tail. It has a chance to fully heal him, but it also has a chance to poison him and cut his HP in half. He has 200, so it does 99, which is the max damage cap. So, if you have a Poison Shroom, you can effectively take away 100 HP, literally 99 HP, with a Poison Shroom. It's amazing. If any of you have watched me do Infinite Pit runs, you've definitely seen me do this, because I do it all the time. Definitely one to pick up if you see it in a shop, or if you see a drop. You could even steal this one, but it's a great item for Bone Tail. Boost Sheet is great if you're setting up Mario for peril, and you don't have or your partner if you don't have Quick Change. If you have Quick Change, you set up the partner, swap them out, done and done. For Mario, if it's gonna take 3 turns to kill Bone Tail, Boost Sheet is great to make sure that Mario doesn't have to die, right? Let's say you're using my Double Pain strategy. Turn 1, Bone Tail attacks, Mario gets put into peril. Turn 2, excuse me. Turn 2, Mario does something, and then your partner either double dips with Boost Sheet or just Boost Sheets Mario. Boom. You don't have to worry about anything. Now, if you've super guarded, great. Otherwise, make sure the partner's in front so that you don't get defense action storage. I don't even know if there's a video on that, but I might actually make one if there isn't. But essentially, if Bone Tail uses the breath and it doesn't hit the front person, it's going to do whatever defensive action you did last. So if you didn't, it doesn't matter what you do. You can't even stop it. I'm pretty sure. So if you don't super guard, if you get hit and your Invisi guy is in front, the back person's always going to get hit. So, just something to think about. If you super guarded, though, it'll always super guard. Oh, that's nice, right? So, Bushi. Okay, a couple others. Hot Sauce and Power Punch do the same thing. They buff Mario or your partner to do a little more damage. Great for Yoshi or Goombella or Mario if you're power bouncing. Sometimes this can be the factor that lets you do one less power bounce or multi-bonk or ground pound to kill Bone Tail. So always important to have. Fun fact, hot sauces stack because they're charged and they're +3. So if you have 2 hot sauces, that's free +6 with a double dip. That's amazing. And then spaghetti. Spicy. What is this called? Spicy pasta? Jesus, I said spaghetti. Spicy pasta is 10 HP, 10 FP, +1 charge. Good for. Good. It's okay. I put it in here because it's kind of okay, but obviously you don't want to use it on your parried person, but you could use it on the other person if they have a decent amount of attack power and get +1. Plus, if you double dip with it, you can like get your FP back. It's aight. It's aight. I would definitely recommend these two more though. And then here's life insurance. The life shroom is very important. Even me, the guy who has 15 HP and 10 FP basically the entire time with Double Pain equipped, the entire run until the 90s. Life shroom is a great insurance. I will actually take off P up, D downs, and Double Pain if I don't have a life shroom when I'm feeling really scared. Otherwise, if I have a single life shroom, I will go as risky as possible to do max damage. So yeah, life shrooms are great. And I barely worried about my partner losing them, usually. Just Mario, because he has Double Pain. But I'll equip a bunch of P up, D downs too, even if I don't have Double Pain, if I have a life shroom. Because if you die once, usually when I'm dying and using a life shroom, the enemies are already almost dead most of the time. So I usually kill them the next turn anyway. So I'm like okay, and then I can take off the badge and be safer, blah blah blah. So life shroom is also a great thing to steal because enemies use those items. And if they die, it's very slow. You can just steal it with mouse and kill them and boom, you're done, you know? You don't have to worry about them using it to heal somebody. You don't have to worry about them using it to live. And then, Whack-A-Bump is representing all of the healing items you can get in this game. Literally all of them. I would always carry around a few, pick up a few, especially FP, if you don't have Flowers Finder, so you can heal some FP. It's great in a pinch for Mario and some partners, depending on how low they are. I wouldn't walk into a Bone Tail fight with no healing items unless you're, like, supremely set up. And then there's other items here, but I just want to talk really quick. You don't need status items. Fright Mask you can kind of use, but not really. It's really only for Amazy Daisies. Generally speaking, Flurry is a better choice to just insta-KO everything on the field. Status
and both
moves...
of them...
Huh?
And both of them in this mod don't give you any star powers. There's no advantage one way or the other.
Star points?
Yeah. Star
Experience?
Points, yes.
Yeah. So, you don't need any of this. You don't need any of, like, the... Like, Sleepy Sheep or Stopwatch or whatever. I mean, you can use them, but it's slow and you don't really need to because, well, honestly, you have Clock Out if you really need to inflict a status, you know? One other thing that isn't on this list is Shine Sprites. Obviously, Shine Sprites are incredible. They're probably the best item in the game because they let you upgrade your partners. They increase Mario's star power reserve. And they're a full heal for Mario's star power. So as we talked about with Supernova, Shine Sprite Mario, you can Supernova again immediately, which is amazing. That's not on here, but it would be its own tier probably. But just to let you know, Shine Sprites are something to consider. I would always consider saving a few. We'll talk about it more in the partners actually on who I think you should be upgrading. But yeah. Also, welcome back, Jdaster. You came at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the items. Again, they're not really tiered into like what's better and what's worse. It's just what items are good for what situation in here. So, yeah, hopefully that's useful to people who are kind of struggling on deciding what items to use. Okay, let's do partners. So we have, again, I'm going to add the other row. We have all the partner moves and the partner themselves.
Apologies in advance if you're colorblind. This was the only thing I could whip up on short notice.
What did I say? I'm just going to put partners sword. And I'm going to make it blue. Oh, God. Oops. What is this? Oops. Accidentally didn't add the row. Okay. So again, we're going to go left to right. So we will start with Goombella. Head bonk.
It's good.
It's good! I don't know.
Especially at base rank. Not that that matters, because we've never gotten Goombella at base rank early. It's never happened.
Yeah, when you start with all partners, Goombella is a solid option. We do need to consider that. So,
true.
Yeah.
I still say that we shouldn't be playing that way more often than not.
Well,
but,
we won't. I don't think we will, but it is
in theory very solid.
Yeah, it's very solid. I think it's A for sure. It's head bonk. It's Mario jump. It's tough to compete. Tattle, well, is literally useless because we have Peekaboo.
It gives you a lot of star power, and it shows attack and defense.
Well, that's true. It doesn't give you a lot of star power. It's still D.
The odds that you need to appeal when you have Goombella out. Not terribly high.
Multi-bonk, though, I mean, come on. Multi-bonk and Rallywink, I think, are S tier for sure. If that
Rallywink is definitely the lesser. Well, I don't know. I mean, like, you're not going to use multi-bonk that often, I feel, on regular floors.
I don't know. I actually do use it quite a bit sometimes.
Yeah, it depends on how much power you've got, I guess.
I mean, we could move multi-bonk down to A, but I think Rallywink's got to be S for sure.
No, yeah, I'm just trying to think of which is the better of the two.
I would say Rallywink, probably. Double star power is still busted.
Yeah, but that's kind of slow.
It is slow, but sometimes it's all you have.
Sometimes all you have,
but sometimes it's all you have. I don't know. Maybe I'm overestimating Goombella a little. Maybe these should all be A. Yeah, you know, because Goombella enables Mario to be better, but Mario still struggles with staying in peril. I'm gonna move these down.
Goombella is not my first choice for peril, for sure.
She's great for Bone Tail, but that's about it. And Rallywink can be useful. I'm gonna keep. You know what? I gotta keep Rallywink in S. I'm sorry. It's Rallywink, man. You can still double star power. It's still amazing. Double items. I don't know. It's like Rallywink lets you do some stuff. And if you have a nice Mario strategy for Bone Tail, you can just Rallywink double power bounce. I gotta give that to Goombella. I don't know if you disagree or not, but I think Rallywink should stay S.
Yeah, I'll concede on that.
I just think it lets you. It's too versatile for me to not put it S. But that's it. I think these two are definitely A. Multi-bonk and head bonk. Oh, by the way, just to let you guys know, this is base move, second move, super ultra rank move. Just letting you know. That's why we're saying so. This is
again. Sorry if you're colorblind. Maybe we can do a different version of this in text at a later time.
Yeah. So basically, if you can't see the colors, we're sorry. But this one is Rallywink. This is multi-bonk, and this is head bonk, and this is Tattle. Okay, Koops. I think Koops is the best partner in this mod.
It's definitely a strong case.
Yeah. Shell Toss on its own is good.
It does more damage than base game. It's 3, 5, and 7 as opposed to 2, 3, and 5.
And if we're thinking about like the actual quickness, Shell Toss is very fast.
It is so ridiculously fast, and it never causes stage effects. I don't think.
Yeah, it's insane.
So it is one of the absolute fastest moves.
Power Shell, easy S tier.
This is what to do with your Mega Rush B if you have
right
the
here.
option.
This is it. Power Shell. This is it. Okay, I want to be clear right now, okay? So now we're going to get into some stuff that I think we need to talk about. Koops does not need to be upgraded.
It entirely depends. It entirely depends on how many star powers you have and how easily you can flip him back into Feral. Because if you've got spare point swaps, I think the extra 3 power on Power Shell could matter a lot.
It could. It could.
Or the extra 4 on Shell Shot.
But I still think that like you don't need to upgrade him. Is what I'm saying though.
There are other partners that need it more.
Yeah. Like ultimately, Power Shell is what's giving Koops life. However, like he still has other good moves, so I think Shell Shield is middling, good for defense.
Yeah.
If you really need it.
2, maybe 3 absolutely unbreakable hits is very nice.
Yeah. But I can't put it any higher than C.
Agreed.
However, Shell Slam, probably S tier too, honestly.
I haven't had a chance to use it, but it's pretty good.
If you get to that ultra rank with Koops before getting him in peril, like Shell Slam is defense piercing, so like it alleviates some of the issues he has with power falling off against Chomps and Bristles, especially Chomps. But yeah, this is great.
Chomps, Clefs, Bristles.
I don't think it's better than Power Shell though, because Power Shell is so much more
absolutely not.
But I do think it's better than Rally Wing.
I think, yeah, you will probably use it more frequently, all else being equal.
Yeah. I mean, it's 4 FP, right? Power
6.
Shell? Oh, 6. I'm sorry.
Wow, no, sorry. Power Shell is 3.
No, Shell Slam is 6, though, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's a lot of FP. Okay, Flurry.
Flurry's one move is amazing.
Flurry. Okay. So this is it. Gale Force. This is Flurry. How are you doing? Hi, I'm Gale Force Flurry. I'm one of the best partner moves in the game. This is it. I think it's probably here, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, it might be higher than Shell Slam. Let's not be.
Then Power Shell, you mean?
No. Sorry, you hadn't moved it yet on my screen.
Oh, sorry.
No,
yeah. It's better
second place, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. So here's the thing with Gale Force in this game. Well, actually, you can explain it, Jdaster, because you made it wild.
I didn't change much. It's always good.
Okay, but like,
normally there's a factor of like level difference going into it, so like it's about 10% less effective than it should be. It's not 100% still on anything, basically. Anything that you want it to work on, but it's like... It's a much cheaper Showstopper level 1. And it works on late pit enemies that Showstopper can't scratch.
I feel like it's more reliable than Showstopper level 1.
Oh no, yeah. Especially on pit native enemies that it just can't scratch. Basically, like Showstopper can't scratch.
I've gotten rid of the entire Koopa Bro line, like that set of 5 with a Gale Force before.
Yeah, it's like pretty reliable.
Like you see 5 you see like the Swoopula family, the Puff family, Gale Force them.
Yeah, the one downside being you miss out on star points, which can matter if you spam it too much.
And coins. You barely get any coins. But you still
don't
get the
any coins you don't get coins for anything that you kill. But
sometimes you just have a really bad loadout. You're like, oh my god, I feel like this fight's gonna suck. There's no reason not to just bring out Flurry and try Gale Force and see if you can get rid of a few enemies. There's no reason. It has saved me. Sometimes I've had a really bad run. Like, it's been really slow. It's like 130 and I'm in like the 80s. And I have literally Gale Forced my way to being under 2 hours. Like, that's happened multiple times for me. Like, I can't really understate it. It's very good. And you can Gale Force Atomic Boot.
Don't try it. It's a 10% chance.
Hey, I don't know if any.
That's a lot of FP.
If you've got my luck, man, you only need to do it once. Okay, so let's talk about our other moves though. Body Slam is okay. It's a hammer.
It also does 357.
It's not bad.
You can target it, but it's not as fast. And it's not contact-free, basically. It does hit anything, so anything that isn't going to counter it.
Lip lock is a little better if you need a tank. Lip lock is a little better, but I still think it's C.
Yeah. Flurry is definitely not at all a priority of where you should be. Like, you shouldn't be using your shine sprites on her unless you have such a glut of them and Mario has enough star power to do whatever.
I think Dodgy Fog is definitely... I mean, it's better than Tattle, but...
Arguably.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. Yeah. Okay. Yoshi. So I do not... Yoshi is good. I think Yoshi's probably... I'm trying to think of what I do. Okay, so the way I upgrade partners is I do... If I don't have Mega Rush P and I have Koops, I do Koops. I try to get Goombella to Ultra Rank just for Rally Wink. I don't try to Ultra Rank Yoshi until I'm done with Goombella and Vivian and Koops. Like, Yoshi's the last priority for me. Unless he's the only partner I have, you know? So... What do you think?
I don't know that I'd always go for Goombella over, honestly. Because he's got a little bit more range to work with in normal battles. Yeah, it's just Rally Wink that you're upgrading her for. I mean, like, the base damage and the multi-bug definitely helps.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not like she's a bad partner by any stretch of the imagination. We know she's not the best partner in T2ID or anything normally.
You're getting entire new tools to work with. I mean, I guess you're doing that with both. It's like, in both cases, they're very similar. Like, they're very similarly useful partners. Except Koops is clearly the best one here. The
thing is, like, Stampede is just worse Koops, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's got the same range now.
And, like, Koops generally can just kill him anyway.
Yep.
So, it's tough for me. I feel like Goombella and Yoshi are really, like, fighting for that second place spot, I guess. I think Goombella does a little better. I think the special move spam gives her an edge for me.
Yeah.
So, here?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, I mean, obviously, though, I think Ground Pound is S tier.
Yeah.
I don't think... Well, I don't know where you'd put it, though, on the S tier.
I think I'd put Shell Slam last of those 5. I'd probably put him above Rally Wing. I don't know. It's kind of on the slow side.
Huh?
It's kind of on the slow side, so I honestly don't know between those.
Okay, I'm just gonna put it below. I think obviously Ground Pound is multi-bonk without any FP basically, and you get a guaranteed 6 cap on Bow and Tail,
which is nice.
However, he's single target, so he's like Goombella, only good for Bone Tail. Gulp is great, but he can't wipe like all the hordes of enemies when the recoil is capped.
Yeah, like the gulp in this mod works like Ultra Hammer basically.
Which I think Gulp is really good.
Like at base rank, it does 4 damage for the first enemy and 2 for the rest.
Like,
and then,
I think
5, 3, 6, 4. But like the original game, the recoil damage is fixed.
I think Gulp is probably top of A.
Yeah, it's very good early on, especially like as ancillary damage. Like that plus an Earth Tremor will wipe basically anything.
I think Mini Egg is okay. It's decent.
It's alright.
Our first B tier move.
Not for the mini effect necessarily, but just for spread high damage.
Where do you think Stampede should go though? I just put it in B rank as a placeholder.
Stampede, in this mod, does not hit aerial enemies, like ones that are flying too high to hit.
And it's extra FP now too, right?
Yeah, it costs 7. it scales absurdly high with like 2 Mega Rush Bs will definitely wipe anything with it, whereas like Koops might still have a few stragglers, or
That's
like
true.
1 and change. So in that sense, it's better than Power Shell, but it's also a lot more expensive. But you also do get Groundbound to work with. But Groundbound isn't as fast as Shell Slugshot. There's trade-offs.
Yeah, there's
like,
ultimately, I think Koops is the best because he's the fastest for what value
I think
he
Stampede
provides.
might be the, like, of the 3 moves you could conceivably be peril spamming most of the pit with, like, this, Fiery Jinx, and Power Shell, I think this is the worst of the 3. I don't...
Do you think it should be below Gale Force, but above Rally Wink, then? Or do you think it's not even good enough to be an S tier and it's like in A tier?
I think it might be A tier. I think it's better than Gulp, but
Okay. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay. I agree with this. I agree. Okay, let's do Vivian. Vivian's another weird one for me because Fiery Jinx is very good, but it's very expensive. It feels like Yoshi.
yeah.
I think overall, though, Yoshi like provides more utility in his
Oh no,
kit.
for sure. Yoshi is definitely better than Vivian,
So I
as
think
far as I'm
this
concerned.
is probably where Vivian is. Vivian, I mean, Shade Fist is okay. It's okay. It can hit any enemy and has less contact issues, so I think it's better than Flurry. Probably B tier.
Yeah, it
Burn
does
is
less
nice.
damage at Ultra, but you're probably not ranking either of them the Ultra.
Veil sucks.
Yeah, you're never using Veil. I mean, in theory.
I think it's probably. I'm putting it below
No, actually, no. You're never using Veil.
I'm putting it worse. I'm putting it below Tattle because Tattle has star power use.
Yeah, you're never using Veil.
Okay,
You're
Fiery
giving
Jinx.
enemies a free turn.
I think
for no
Fiery
reason.
Jinx though is wild. Like I would put probably Fiery Jinx in S maybe. No, I'm lying. I'm lying. A, right? You said that Fiery Jinx. You said that Stampede is the worst of like the spammable peril moves. I would probably put Fiery Jinx here then.
Either there or right above Shell Slam, honestly.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that because it's just a slightly better Shell Slam, essentially, right?
It has better range. It doesn't work on certain things. It doesn't work on things that Shell Slam works better on. So
I would put it above Shell Slam though, to be honest.
it hits aerial enemies, which is huge because
Yeah.
there are a fair number of them.
There are plenty of floors where they're all aerial, and you're like, oh no, I can't use Koops. Okay, let's put
That said, you might have Gale Force to cover. So
yeah, or Rally Wink double star power items or something.
sure.
Okay, Infatuate I think is a cool move, but it's probably bottom of C for me. Actually, it might be a little better than Shell Shield.
I need to look through confusion rates. If they're higher than I think across the board, it might be nice to get an enemy that
I
has
don't
a
know,
really debilitating.
Games Freak was using it quite a bit, and it was pretty successful.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it could be like bottom of B, like because that's already pretty niche as far as I'm concerned.
let's put
And,
it-
like
let's
when are you using Lip Lock or like? I mean,
No.
you're using Flurry's Body Slam, but out of necessity more so.
Yeah, out of necessity more than like it actually being better
Like
than Lip
she
Lock.
is the partner that I have is when you're using Body Slam.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
I think-
Infatuate, like being able to have an enemy not only do attacks for you, but also meet shield and also potentially use items on enemies that would have been very bad if used on you.
That's true.
Or vice
Okay,
versa.
you know what? I think
There's
it's
a-
fine bottom of B.
It does mean you need to double upgrade her when there might be better partners. And it is 5 FP, and it might not work.
Yeah.
So, like, it's got a lot of downsides. But you can do some kind of cheesy and relatively fast things with it, I would imagine.
Bobbery, I'm sorry. You're still the worst partner.
Pretty handily.
I mean, it's not true. Mouse is the worst in vanilla, but sorry, Bobbery, you're the worst non-bonus partner. I think Bomb Squad is probably the worst. Oh, this and Hold Fast are easily the worst moves to use.
Bomb Squad, if it didn't take 2 turns, like being able to pierce and
Yeah,
put your damage out there, it's like Art Attack, but worse.
that's true. But Bombast probably bottom of C.
Yeah, it's expensive. It does a job. 8 piercing defense on everything.
And then bomb is probably around the same, I would imagine. Probably a little better. Not a little better. Probably right below body slam.
It does the same damage now, for what it's worth.
Oh yeah, then it's definitely worse than body slam.
It's on Bobbery too, and it causes stage effects pretty frequently. I honestly would put it. I would put it under shell shield at least.
Nope, that's perfectly fine. Okay, listen. So I think even though Mouse's combat capabilities are trash still, its ability to change a run really puts it right below Coop's in my opinion. It's just like man. You know that Mouse changes the game.
We're literally using one move as evidence to move her up 5 slots on the tier list.
But think about how game-changing that move is, though. Like,
I hate it, but it's true.
Yeah, I really think she's the second best partner.
It's the thing, you don't want her early. Well, you do want her early.
You want her as early as possible.
You want another partner as soon as possible to cover. That isn't Bobbery.
I know, but like,
Any other partner.
I really think Mouse has to be here, though.
Sure.
I just think, like, unless I can maybe see it below Goombella, but she cannot be less than top 3. Because of Kiss Thief. It's too much. I think Kiss Thief is the best move.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I will. Unless you're playing with the no held items option, then she's garbage.
Yes, which we're not doing usually. The thing is, like, in a run, right? Like, we have a whole category in our badge tier list dedicated to whether or not we would steal with her. I just feel like a partner with that kind of staying power can't be anything less, you know?
Yeah, it's fair.
But everything else about her sucks.
Love Slap isn't the worst. I would say Bomb is still worse. As far as, like, base moves go.
I would agree, sure.
But,
oh, it's probably better than Shell Shield?
Are you upgrading Mouse? I don't think so.
Nope.
so no. Not better than Shell Shield.
These two are... This is Smooch, right? I think these are pretty bad. I'm putting Smooch below Tattle.
That's not Smooch, that's Tease. Put it at the bottom.
Here we go. This is Smooch, right?
Yes. Okay. Put that one under Tattle.
It's really wild, because, again, like I said, Mouse's combat capabilities are so bad.
It's massively buffed, is the thing. It gets up to 15 HP for 5 FP, which is, like, usable if you have no items.
Oh, wait, actually, yeah, that's pretty good. Wait, what?
It's still kind of bad, though.
I mean, it is still kind
of bad. You have to double upgrade her, and,
You don't want to do that anyway, because it's Mouse.
We should, just for fun, sometime do a run where we start with all ultra-ranked partners. God. See if that changes anything.
Ooh, that actually would be kind
of fun. Do that
and
no held items or something.
Ooh, that would be kind of fun. We should do that. Too bad Mouse would be at the very bottom. You'd never use her.
Yeah.
Koops, Yoshi, Goombella, and Flurry. Maybe Vivian. Yeah. It's weird because, like, I feel like this list, besides Mouse, is pretty similar to a normal TTYD list. It's just like Koops.
I feel like we should put Shell Shield at the top of C. I think we're underselling it.
Okay, sure. Sure, yeah, the list is done, so let's go
Maybe even the bottom of B, honestly. Like, I think it's considerably better than anything else in that tier.
But, like, it's so slow. Like, the thing is, like, you need to be one-rounding
enemies. Like, I mean, like, you're using it as a Bonedale thing, mostly, or absolute desperation move in
like, at least
other scenarios.
At least, like, with Vivian's Infatuate, you can literally end a fight by just infatuating the last enemy.
Yeah, that's fair.
What do you think? Let's go through the tiers, though. What do you think about S? How do you think S looks right now? I think these three.
Up a bit so I can see what the partners are.
I'm sorry. I think these three are good, right here. I don't know about these, but I think the first three are like solid. This is what it is to me. Yeah.
I'm still not entirely sold that Rallywink is quite that good.
We can move it down.
Like, S, I'll grant. I don't know that it beats anything else? I also think Shell Slam can also move down, like
You
a
think
tier.
you think it should go down here?
Hmm?
Like right here to A, and then Rally Wink in the back?
Yeah, I think that might be fair. Like, any AoE move is good, and Ground Pound is good. Like, obviously.
I mean, Ground Pound, yeah. I mean, just think Ground Pound is just a way better multi-bonk for me, usually.
Yeah.
Because it's 0 FP, even if it's a little slower. It's like...
I also think we might be selling just... short-selling just how fast Koops' Shell Shot is, especially if we're counting first strikes.
Should we put him... Maybe we should put it in S. Wait,
top of A, maybe even S.
Actually...
So ludicrously fast.
Maybe it should. You think it's better than Rally Wink?
Maybe.
I'm trying to think. You know what? I think I'm going to because you're right. The first strike potential with Koops is actually insane.
Like 7, if he is fully upgraded, that's 7 damage you can tack on in no time whatsoever.
Yeah, you're right. That's insane. That's actually insane.
Or if you have Mega Rush P, it's however much you're doing, like lots of damage immediately.
Yeah, you're right. I think this... Okay, what about down here? So we have Shell Slam and Stampede and Gulp. I think this is good. And then Multi-Bonk and Head Bonk. You think that's pretty good?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Maybe Multi-Bonk higher? I don't know. What would it be higher than? Gulp?
I think probably better than Gulp. If I were to put it higher than anything, I'd probably put it higher than Gulp.
Yeah. I can't believe we're under like Multi-Bonk this hard, but it's like...
Well, it's like... Okay. Like, let's talk about Multi-Bonk versus...
Goombella is just a little... She's just less versatile than Yoshi across the board, I think.
Her only versatility comes from Mario, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's why I upgrade her to Rally Wink. Like, the thing is, like, if I don't have Yoshi and I have Goombella, I'm perfectly fine with Multi-Bonk.
Yeah.
But, like, if I have Yoshi, Ground Pound is definitely the way to go.
Sure.
So it's like, it's tough to say. I guess we could put, you know what, maybe we should put Multi-Bonk at the top of A. Because this is still, like, Multi-Bonk.
Yeah.
Right?
That's fair. I mean, both of those other A moves that are above it are, like, lesser versions of things in S.
Yeah. And I think Multi-Bonk is a lesser version of Ground Pound at this point.
Like, good AoE at the top. Okay AoE is, like, most of A.
It's good AoE plus Koops' insanely fast Shell Shot, because it's incredible.
Yeah. And then Kiss Thief.
Listen, man. Can't...
Kiss Thief deletes 15 minutes from your run if you use it properly.
Yeah, you can't beat it, man. Okay, so I think this looks good. Head Bonk being at the bottom is perfectly fine because it's just Mario Jump of A.
B is just feeling, like, untested, honestly, more so than anything.
This is Mini Egg, right? I feel like Mini Egg is fine.
Yeah, Mini Egg is the most middling move. It's perfectly serviceable, but he has a lot of good options.
I might put Infatuate at the top of B, though. I've seen Infatuate be used. It's like, not bad.
I haven't, is the thing, so I could believe it. It's a very silly concept.
Let's put it at the top. Because Shade Fist and Mini Egg or whatever, you know? They're good. They're, like, not bad. It's like Shade Fist can hit basically almost any enemy.
Yeah.
So I can't really, like, say it's bad. And it's probably... Well, I don't know. Flurry's
to some degree, you use it out of necessity, like you do Flurry, but, like, it's also on a better partner for combat in general.
Yes.
So...
Yes.
You could have a Mega Rushed Vivian, and as such would have reason to use this move.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's got to be why it's better, because you can, like, Vivian is a Mega Rush candidate, and so you can use Shade Fist too. Okay, and then C. I think C looks pretty good.
They're all very niche moves, and I think Shell Shield is handily the best of them.
Yeah.
Like
I think Love Slap's worse than Bomb, though. I don't know why I put Love Slap above
No!
Bomb.
I disagree. Doesn't do nearly... I disagree. It does 1 damage less than Bomb. It pierces defense.
Oh, it does 1 damage less than
It's
Bomb?
on a partner that isn't Bobbery.
Oh, that's right. She does 6. I'm sorry.
2, 4, 6, yeah.
I'm sorry. That is better than a vanilla.
These are both partners you're not upgrading, but at least, like, it's not even that slow in attack anymore.
6 is... Yeah. You're right.
And the stylish works.
Okay, that's fair.
Like they're neck and neck, but, like, it also doesn't cause stage effects.
You think Love Slap's better than Body Slam?
No.
Okay. This is the...
I would use Flurry. It does... Because Because that has a positional
Okay,
advantage.
do you
at
think
least.
Bomb is better than Bombast?
Honestly, no.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think Bombast might be better than Bomb.
Weird case where you would be double upgrading Bobbery to
Yeah,
use
but I
it.
still think Bombast is still better.
If you, for some reason, have it, it's like...
And then D tier is just, oh my god, bro. All these moves suck.
Yep.
But, you know. I'm putting Tattle above this?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I am.
I think that's fair. Look at the bottom 4.
No, I know, dude.
I
still think...
Dodgepog is like a weird defensive option. I could see the use in, but like... Yeah. And Smooch is like... It's theoretically okay, but
Putting Smooch above this dude. Listen, all I'm saying is, Hold Fast is the worst.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Followed by Tease and this. And then Veil.
And this.
Sorry, Bomb Squad.
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty... It's a pretty accurate representation. Like, even though, like...
Like, as far as the partner sorted goes, like... I'm still not sold on Goombella over Yoshi, but my opinion may change tomorrow. So, whatever.
Your opinion may change tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Goombella and Yoshi are very closely tied. For me, it's like a one or the other kind of thing. It's
yeah.
I guess I'm gonna put Yoshi over Goombella actually, and I'm going to because if I have Yoshi, I'm using him over Goombella for Bone Tail probably. But I don't know. I think I've done Goombella over Yoshi sometimes too. I think it just, I don't know. I guess it depends, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you have Ultra Goombella, and then you get Yoshi late, I'm not going to suddenly swap to Yoshi. I'm going to keep Ultra Goombella, probably. Because I feel like saving Shine Sprites for Mario is usually the better idea.
I should have put a Mario in here, too, and we could have a separate tier for, like where should we invest our Shine Sprites first, given the option.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know that the list would look that much different. Koops might be a little lower. Mouse would be non-existent. And otherwise, the list is fine.
Yeah. I think Yoshi over Goombella is fine, though. To be honest.
Again, preference, mostly.
Yeah. It's a very slight edge. It's like, you can interchange Goombella and Yoshi. They do the same things. It's just that Yoshi has the ability, as a partner on his own, if you don't have Koops or Goombella, to do both. But I just feel like he's a way inferior Koops. And, like, Goombella competes with him for that single target slot, too. So it's like... But as his own... Like, Yoshi's strength is that he can do basically anything that what the other partners can in terms of, like, dealing damage. Right? He's good single target, and he's solid AoE. Goombella is amazing single target, because of her jump. Right? And the ability to just be Mario twice, who can do everything except Peril. And then Koops is the master of AoE in this game. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it right now.
Yep.
I think this is a solid list, though. I really do think Koops is the best partner. I just feel like it's hard to... I don't think Mouse is the best partner. I just think Kiss Thief is the best move. But it's enough to make Mouse a high priority. That's how I'm feeling about it. Like, I feel like this partner sorted is like, how much impact are these partners having on your run? And I feel like this is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if we're talking actual impact, I would put Flurry above Vivian.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I was gonna mention that earlier. It's like, I think, again, it's a one-move deal, but like Gale Force doesn't need any investment, and it's just like...
I think Flurry's got to be above Vivian in this particular case. It's weird to see Vivian so low, but you just have to remember that Fiery Jinx competes with so many other moves.
It is a super rank, so it has that going for it.
And you don't need an ultra rank to increase its power. That is nice. You can just you can just super rank Vivian, which is good. But
you miss out on fun infatuate strats.
So fun. Okay, I think this is it. This is good. I think I'm happy with these. I'm happy with all of these lists.
And now we pin all of these messages to the racist chat and for reference, and then like nobody gets to know the context.
Hello? Can I download this image, please? Alright, I'll fix that later. It's all good. Okay, so, and I'll put the, I'm not gonna take a picture of the items one, but it's there. Okay, so just one last time. Here's the badges tier list. Start from the top so y'all can see. Here's the special moves tier list. I say star powers, but it's just special moves. Okay, with the, I'm gonna change this to special moves sort, not complete. What am I doing? Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, that's much better. I'll re-download that one too. And then we have partners. Nice. Nice. Okay. Dope. I think this is good. And if you want one last look, here's the items. Not that they're really tiered for anything, but just if you wanted to take a quick look. Okay. Well, that's it for the tier lists. Thank you, Jdaster, for joining me. Yeah.
It was fun, reminiscing on all these weird balance changes that guy made to Infinite Bit. I never understood why. Why would you make Stampede 7 FP?
Why would you do that, man? I think this is good, though. Yeah. Feeling good about these lists. I do feel like they're a little better than the other lists. Definitely a little more updated.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. This is the last time you're ever going to see Supernova up here like this, by the way.
Oh, man. Supernova had so much potential.
And all it took was you making this mod to unlock it.
Yeah. Sweet Feast had so much potential to be unilaterally the worst move in the game. Or the worst special move, rather than, you know, interchangeably bad with two others.
And again, just to reiterate, even the worst of these things you can use and will probably find a use for in some crazy situation that might be, and where it might be okay, but most of the time, you really probably shouldn't be using them. You want to try to set up for situations where the better stuff shines more. That's kind of how it should be. And if you have the choice, you should probably pick the better stuff. Supernova is a very cool name. That's facts. Alright. Well, thank you again for joining Jdaster.